Yo, it's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. You think you can do this to me? You remember Denzel Washington at Trading Day? And he's like, oh, y'all gonna be playing in Pelican Bay. I was crying. That's what they did to Cam Thomas, you know what I mean? They out here going to the dinner without Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas ain't on the team. Ignoring all of this talent for talent we might get. Ignoring all of this talent for talent we might get. Oh, we're gonna get to that. Pick 8 nets to protect. We're gonna get to that. I want to get to that. But where is that? I didn't even share it to my page. But we could start with this right here. Now, obviously, the first person I'ma protect is Cam Thomas, right? But 7 more players gotta come. Who are those 7 more players? Y'all want to help me out, chat? Yo, Javon Ship, what up? Help me out, Javon Ship. I got Cam Thomas. I need 7 more players. MPJ, 2. Zaire Williams, 3. Yegor, 4. Wilson, you out. Saraf, you out. Martin, you out. I'm keeping Timmy, 5. I'm keeping Powell, 6. So that's so far I got 6 players. I got CT, MJ, Zaire, Dayron, Yegor, Powell, Clowney, and 1 more. Is it Wolf or Traore? Is it Claxton? Keon, you out. Derek? Oh, hell no. 5 rookies? No. I ain't want to draft 4 or 5 of those rookies. I'll keep 3. I'll keep Diego, Drake Powell, and Traore. Wolf and Ben Saraf are out. But I'm kind of on the fence about Wolf, man. I kind of like Wolf. CT, MPJ, you got to keep them. 2. I'm out on Clax. I'm out on Man. I'm keeping Zaire Williams. 3. Dayron. I like Dayron. 4. Yegor. 5. Powell. 6. Clowney. 7. Who get that last spot? Timmy? Excuse me, Traore? Wolf? Who get that last spot, man? Who get that last spot? I don't know. I'm going to throw the link in the chat early tonight. Y'all want to talk? We could talk. You know what I mean? I ain't got nothing specific to talk about. I'm just chilling. You know, it's not a lot of motion. It's, you know, there's stuff happening, but not for the Nets for the most part. It's quiet. I'm waiting for something to happen. I'm waiting for Cam Thomas signing. I'm waiting for something like that. You know, so I'm gonna be happy and talking to the chat. You know, what's going on with y'all? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? You know, what's good with y'all? But that's my 8. I'm not budging on CT and MPJ. They gotta be on the team. I need Yegor on the team. I need Clowney on the team. That's 4. I need Powell on the team. That's 5. I'm out on Whitehead, out on Man, out on Keon. Because we got Traore. Keon is great, but I'm gonna go with the rookie. I'm gonna go with Traore. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go with Traore over Keon Johnson. I'm gonna go with Wolf over Timmy. But Timmy is dope, man. He's a good player, man. I don't know. It's kind of hard between Timmy and Wolf. I don't really know what player to pick. But if I had to choose, I'd probably pick Wolf just because of the upside, the contract. Player 1 said, Player 1. He said phenomenal draft by Sean. So I don't know. We, we gotta see. We gotta see. But yeah, that's you know what I'm saying. What it is with me, man. I feel like CT, MPJ, Jaeger for sure. Those three are for sure. You got to keep these three. You building the core before the 2027 free agency. This is the core that you need to have. One, Cam Thomas, MPJ, Jaeger, Power. CT for his elite scoring. He can score anywhere on the court. You need him. You need a player like that, somebody that can score the ball like that. It's important to always have an elite scorer in today's NBA, where the offense is dominated by defense for the most part. For the most part, and he's in the Eastern Conference, so that's great. And where it's notoriously known for defense, and if he could beat the defense on the Eastern Conference, he definitely could beat the defense on the Western Conference. Remember, he had 40 points on the Western team in the Clippers. Gotta have a player like CT on your team. Beasley not replacing them. These players are not replacing them. I don't care what kind of contract they want. Brooklyn Nets always appeasing these players and what they want. It's always about what they want. So what they want a contract with the Brooklyn Nets? Of course they do. Of course they do. What about what we want? What about what the fans want? You cannot, none of these championship rosters have a team that they build from scratch. And every 2 years they trade in the core. You can't trade your core every 2 years. Just trade your core, trade your core, trade your core, trade your core. You can't do that. Shit ain't gonna get you nowhere. But from the start, you're gonna keep having to go back to start. Yo, what up, Ice?
Yo, what's good?
Chilling, man. I missed your live. I woke up. I went in the studio though. You sent me the link. There was nobody there. I said you did a show for like an hour or something.
Yeah, it was only an hour. See, like the same thing you're doing. Who's gonna be left on the roster?
I got CT, MPJ, Jaeger, Powell. That's 4 right there. That you see how fast I could do that? That's because they supposed to be part of the course. CT, MPJ, Jaeger, Powell. Then if I had to think about it, now I'm thinking Clowney. I'm thinking Clowney. I'm thinking Martin. I'm out on. Martin. I'm out on. I'm keeping Traore over Keon. I'm keeping Wilson. I'm out on. Whitehead. I'm out on. Man, I'm out on. I think I might keep Zaire, Daron, and Claxton. I don't know, but that's 9. I think.
Well, the rookies is 5, so you gotta keep 5. You gotta keep all 5 of the rookies.
No, you don't. I don't have to keep Ben Saraf. I don't. I don't have to keep. I just wanted 3 draft picks, bro. 5 is overkill. You're going like who player develops 5 player? This is the overkill thing I'm talking about. Jordy Fernandez did a great job, an exceptional job, exceptionally well for the G League player development to the NBA. Did great. Now you get the rookies, I get it, but 5 of them. You don't think you're playing too much on Jordy Fernandez? You don't think you should trim it down to 3 rookies that you should play and develop to 5? You gotta pay a lot. You gotta pay a lot of attention to the games of these rookies. You just want to, or at once, and he's a 2nd-year head coach. You don't think you're over, give it making it too much for Jordy for player development. I think he's doing too much.
Yeah, it was one said. I think I seen it on Twitter where somebody said sometimes that when you have too many young players, you could miss out on somebody's development because it's too many young players. You know what I mean? You might not take the time and with this one player that you need to, and you just might miss out. You know what I mean? But I think all the rookies signed 4-year deals. You know what I mean? I think they all signed 4-year deals to be here. So they got 4 years, just like Derek and Clowney. You know what I mean? So I think they here. I don't think you can let any of them go. I'm not sure, but I don't think you can once they sign their.
I've seen enough of Derek Whitehead for me to know that he's somebody like that don't put the ball on the floor much.
Yeah, Derek. This is his last year to prove something. I don't think he got another year to prove something. I think this is the last year for him. to get right. You know what I mean? If you can't get right, he's probably free agent, struggling to be back in the league, maybe back in the G. You know what I'm saying? Till he get right.
Bro, till you get right now, if he should have got right before the other rookies came. Tyreek Whitehead is out of here, bro. Tyreek, I'm trading him. Seraph, I'm just not high on him. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but I don't know. It's nothing that moves me about Ben Seraph. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Wolf, I like Wolf because I think he could play with his back to the basket and he shows some, that he could play outside the paint too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, again, I'm just not saying I'm right. I'm just telling you where I stand at. You know what I mean? Javon Ship, he sent a super chat. He said, "I tell these dudes about Maxim and Clifford." Go ahead, I talk to him.
Oh, Max Raynard and
Ice,
Nick
he talking to
Clifford.
you, Ice.
Yeah, Max Raynard and Nick Clifford. Oh, Max, man, I wanted Max on this team. You already know, Breeze. I talked about Max, 7 foot, skill big, shoot the three. He could. They in the draft they was calling him like a point guard in the center's body, bro. Like Raynard is nice, bro. He's skilled. He's very skilled and neat. I think they really messed up with Neek Clifford. You know what I'm saying? Going all young, like you said. Neek was somebody that didn't need too much development. All he needed to do was play with, you know what I'm saying, get familiar with the NBA, get caught up with the speed, physicality. And I think once he did that, he'll figure it out. And he's gonna be tough, bro. And like I said, Sacramento, with those two guys, Sacramento really thought they won the draft, bro. They really feel like they got the best of the best out of the draft. And it don't matter if Cooper's in there, it don't matter if VJ is in there, Ace. They felt like Nick Clifford and Raynard was the best. And Nick Clifford showed out in summer league. He showed out, like I said, that he was the best player in the summer league. And you know what I mean? He got drafted late. You know what I'm saying? I think he got drafted.
Okay.
Yeah, he got drafted late, bro. I don't remember when he got drafted, but I think it was late. And like I said, man, the dude was just talented, bro. He could do everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. Remember, we was having a conversation about how they value players that's late in like third, fourth season in college. Like they value these players that's coming out of college in their first, second year more than they do the players that's in the college for like 3, 4 years. Which is again, like I said, you know what I mean. I feel like they put themselves in a paradigm where they can't miss. You could keep the talent in college, or you could send them to the G League, or a European team, or the NBA. Between these four different options, these guys are going to find some way to play basketball professionally. You know what I'm saying? And I think for the most part that colleges do justice by the three players that decide to stay in college. They have a system. They may not run the same offense as the NBA, but college has always been mainly you know what I'm saying, a system offense opposed to we got a superstar. But they know when they got superstars, but they still like to like run a system. You know what I mean? The coaches are held, I think maybe a more heavier than like the coaches. Not to say it like that, but it's like the coaches are more important than the players that get drafted year after year. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like the
Yep.
consistency of the coach in the program they are running. Like Kentucky will always be known for getting guards. You feel what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's like just
Yep.
being notoriously known for what you do as far as basketball is concerned, like how they brand it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like somebody like Kentucky, they known for getting guards. Somebody like Duke, they known for getting number one picks. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
You see?
they, for the most part, what I'm getting at is they got they players on a 1 year program.
Yep.
Sometimes fans will overlook the players that have more than a 1 year program. Player been there like Nick Clifford for 3, 4 years, even a Zach Edey. You know what I'm saying? Danny Wolf. All of these
Yeah.
different players that play for more than 1 year, and these colleges that have programs for not just 1 year to get to the NBA, but what if they're telling you, yo, you could stay 3-4 years and still have an option to get to the NBA? You might not be a lottery pick, but you'll be in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's what I only ain't gonna
I
say
felt
Brooklyn.
yeah.
I ain't gonna say Brooklyn made a mistake, but I think when I was talking to my boy JP Liberty, we were saying like I was explaining, once you in the lottery, you get your guy that you think could be a star, or you get, you know what I mean, your high caliber player that you think got high potential. But once you get past that, you gotta choose the best player no matter what the age is, right? And once you do that, it would have helped Jordy even if he chose Trayor and he had two young guys basically, and you went, you know what I'm saying, like Neat Clifford, who was older, who don't need too much development. You know what I'm saying, Max Raynard, who don't need too much development, and I think that would have helped the rebuild not to be so slow. You know what I mean? You wouldn't really necessarily have to wait like another year or something like that, because those players would be more ready than Trayor and Diego or whoever you chose. And that way you mix the bunch together with the older guys, like they ain't that old, but guys that have been on a team like Cam and Nick Claxton, you mix those in and you start blending and figure out what you need from there. You know what I'm saying? It would have been easier on Jordy. Like having 5 rookies like this, I think is much difficult.
Right. I think that's what the conversation is, chat. If y'all try to figure out what be it, you know what I'm saying? Ice talking about. I'm saying that we don't need 5 rookies for the Brooklyn Nets. 5 rookies is excessive. We don't need 5 rookies. Do you want to ask Jordy Fernandez, the second year head coach? Like, he did great. Like, you now you kind of put too much on him, but let's call it what it is. He didn't play develop Drew Timmy. Drew Timmy came up it like that. He played develop Keon Johnson. He played develop Tyrese Martin. He played develop, I would say, Zaire Williams as well.
Yep.
You know, he played develop Cam Thomas a little bit.
Yeah.
And bro, that's like 3-4 players, right? Now you want to give them 5 new players, 5, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like that's a lot to ask already. Like, I just showed you that I could do great work, and you want to give me 5? Give Jordy Fernandez 2 to 3 of those rookies, 3 to max.
Right.
4 and 5 is just, I'm not gonna. You're diluting my greatness because you're spreading me thin. Pause. This approach is spreading Jordy Fernandez thin. You have to say, okay, we got 5 draft picks, but we not keeping them. We gotta trade these 2 guys so they can get minutes. The same thing that Iguodala said about Evan Turner when he was on the 76ers. The same thing. You put yourself in a situation where you're going to get minutes instead of playing behind veterans where you shot a minute.
Right. So
and now if you're making me choose, if I gotta choose, I'm going with Yegor, I'm going with Nolan Traore, and I'm going with Powell. I'm going with Powell. I'm going with them, and I'm not endangering Thomas by doing that. I'm getting man up out of there. Keon is out of there. Tyrese Martin out of there. Jalen Wilson out of there. I'm keeping Highsmith for a veteran so he could help Powell. I'm keeping him around. You know what I'm saying? Timmy, trade. Some. Like I'm building a core. I'm trying to keep a core. Everybody want to talk about trading this player and that player and where they're going to go if they get traded. Like, we got to keep a core. The bigger conversation should be about keeping the core. What is the core? Keeping the core, building from the core, not taking core pieces for miscellaneous pieces because a trade sound nice. I ain't with it. We got Brooklyn LM on the panel, Ice on the panel. I'm just kicking up dust, man. What up, Brooklyn LM? I'm telling it like it is.
It was good,
yeah. Yo.
Chilling, man. We gotta keep the core. If we don't protect the core, who gonna protect the core? They trying to treat the core like whores. Pause. They trying to just act like you could just say whatever about the core, trade the core, act like it's okay to just do whatever with the core. Who gonna stand up for the core? Y'all just gonna let this happen? This just entertainment for y'all? Y'all just gonna let, you know what I mean, stand by and watch, pull out your phone and record it? Huh? This is tragedy. Nobody gonna stand up and speak for the core. We see what happened when we broke up our core. We swung and we missed. So what make you think if we break up the core this time, it's gonna be a successful thing? Based on what? Based on who might come in 2027? Are we the Jetsons? We got crystal balls. Pause. No. The truth is, look at what you got before what you made. Look at what you had before what you may get. We got an elite scorer. We got MPJ. We got Gago. We got Powell. Saraf, trade them. Because we keep it Nolan Traore. We need 2-point guards. We don't need you, Ben Saraf. We good. I'm keeping Yago and Traore over Saraf. And if I'm keeping Powell over Saraf, I'm keeping Traore because of his speed over Saraf. I'm keeping Yago over Saraf because he's the 8th pick and Saraf is the 27th pick. And Yago is the main feature. I'm picking Powell because of his perimeter defense over Saraf. I'm picking Wilson, you out of here. Timmy out of here. Martin out of here. Clowney, you gotta stay. Keyor out of here. Wolf out of here. Highsmith stay around to help Powell. Whitehead out of here. Man out of here. And this way it get tough between Zion and Dayron. But I'm
That's
sure
half the team,
I ain't got no misunderstandings.
You got rid of like half the team already.
Nah, I'm trying to figure out who the core is because I don't think you necessarily have one.
Right. This is what I want the core to be, bro. I want it to be Clowney, Powell, Yago, MPJ, Cam Thomas, Zaire Williams. That's 7 players. Now the 8th has got to be. The 8th has got to. Did I say Nolan? I did say Nolan, right?
Yeah. Now, when we talking about core, do we mean?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm
core 3. Do we mean a core of 3 people? Like Shea, like a Shea, Jalen Williams, and Chet, or do we mean a team of elite dudes that can just at any moment just contribute? Because to me, a core is your 3 best guys, like the 3 best people on the team, bar none. Like, if I'm going to San Antonio, Wemby, Dillon, and Castle is a core, or De'Aaron and Castle and Wemby is a core. Those are your core guys. OKC, Shea, Jalen, Chet is your core. Detroit, Cade, Asor Thompson, Jalen Duren is your core. Like just 3 people that you know is your bona fide guys. Like you're not getting rid of those 3 guys. So I'm trying to see who on here would be our main core. Because no disrespect to the rookies, but they ain't proved nothing yet. We still got yet to see what they do.
Right. We got everything Booker Des Job on the pay to do. Shout out to everything Booker Des Job. And again, my thing is, but I called it the core 4 because it rhymed, right? That was Joe Harris, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, and Jared Allen, right? But that's because it rhymed. It don't have to be 4. It don't have to be 3. My thing is, I want the core to be the definition of the players that gel together, like they make sense together. And those players, I want to have some kind of rhythm with Jordy Fernandez, because I think the core is about chemistry. The core is about the strength of them on the floor together. Like that's what I always wanted to see. And if you're a Nets fan, you know my pain. It was hard to see Spencer, Joe Harris, Karis, and Jared Allen on the floor at the same time. It was always spotty. Like it'd be 3 out of 4, 2 out of 4, but never really 4 out of 4. Because when it was 4 out of 4, when the core 4, they played great. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. On a regular basis, If I can see CT, MPJ, Jaeger, and Clowney next season play, or Clowney, or you could change that. I want to say Traore too. I don't want to say 4. I want to say 5. Traore, I want that to be 5. And I kind of want to see Powell too, but I'll just say 5 just to kind of make it simple. Like that should be like the core 5. You know what I'm saying? You solidify your backcourt like that. You put MPJ in a situation, you know what I mean, with he could, you know what I'm saying, score the ball from the backcourt, or he could get the ball inside. If he's trying to average 22, he got to do some of that inside the 3-point line. Some of it. But I don't want to be long with it, bro. John, what you got on this, bro?
Listen, I was just on the tip off Brooklyn basketball with Ice a little while ago, talking about roster spots and all that. I think nothing is guaranteed right now. If I could be totally honest, I can't make a call right now because I don't know who's going to be on this team when training camp arrives, who's going to be on this team around the trade deadline, who's going to be at this team when the season's over. At the end of the day, everybody should be fighting for something on this team. We have to try to see if these guys do build chemistry on and off the court. We're probably not always going to see it based on who's playing or not, who gets traded. But if these guys could handle the adversity, gel together, and figure some stuff out, it's definitely going to bode well. But I definitely don't have a core locked in right now. I mean, the Cam Thomas situation is still unresolved. Michael Porter Jr., minus his podcast antics, I think he could be a decent third option if we did keep him after these next 2 years. But at the same time, his contract is very valuable for the Nets to get a star upgrade. So I wouldn't really necessarily put him as a core option. I think Jaeger has a lot of potential. I like his leadership skills. I feel like he's trying to bring the young guys together. I think he's definitely going to be a good core piece of this team's future. I think Clowney has a big season ahead of him. I hope he gets as much minutes as possible because we know the people think that he has a lot of untapped potential we haven't seen yet. So I really like for him to break out this year and validate why he should have a role on this team. And some of these other guys, they just got to fight to stay alive at this point. The Keon Johnsons, the Jalen Wilsons, the Toussaint's from Walmart's, they all got to fight and try to show they want to be here. And if not, their torches get snuffed. But yeah, I can't really make a call right now, Breeze, because there's so much unresolved stuff left to figure out.
Right.
But I seriously hope this.
On that, I want to hold you there. Pause. I want to say when you see Jordy Fernandez do great with the players from the G League going to the NBA with Keon Johnson, Tyrese Martin, to be specific, and for the most part, now you put him in a situation, or the Nets put him in a situation, John, where now they want him to develop 5 players.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I'm saying like you put too much on him instead of giving him 5 players to play and develop. It's kind of like watering down the recipe. You dig? Trying to stretch the product. You feel me? You let him play, develop. Let him be like. I'd rather him be, and I'll say this, and I'm segued back to John. I'd rather it be player develop 2 to 3 players in a very impactful, fast way than spread thin and all 5 players slowly progress. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying, Breeze. It's going to be a lot for these young guys to handle. I think Jordy has his work cut out for him. We truly get to see what Jordy's made of, because now he's coaching raw players fresh out of college. So it'll be interesting to see how he finds minutes for all 5 of these guys, including Ben Seraph, who I'm not too high on. But like you said, if Seraph could show you some defensive tools and figure out his offense, maybe he's a part of this future. I think everybody's got to fight for something. It'll be interesting to see if Jordy can get all 5 of these guys to give you some type of production this year. Obviously, the numbers are going to look ugly off the bat, but if you see these guys improve on the weaknesses, that's probably the best you can hope for as far as player development this year goes. But I seriously, it was interesting. I was watching Brooklyn Gen, that little documentary series, and Steve Hetzel said that we don't really have a point guard on this team, but it's ironic. You drafted 5 playmakers, so is Nolan Traore going to be playing point guard, or is he just going to be in the flow of the offense, being a versatile guy that could be the 1 and 2? Like, my problem with this organization right now is it seems like they're really stressing positionless basketball, not having set roles, and it's totally fine to experiment, but you want these guys to figure out what their niche is on this team, what their role is. You don't want them to just play different positions that they're not comfortable with and they just spaz out and crap like that. You want these guys to find roles that fit their skill set and they can evolve and develop. So I hope these young guys can really gel somewhat together this season, but it's definitely going to be tough. And I hope we don't add too many more veterans. I know you talked about Malik Beasley the other day. Don't need him. We have a few vets on this team right now. If you want to facilitate some salary dumps, buy out those vets, fine. But we don't need a lot of vets taking away the playing time from the young guys. This season should be about them and their development. And if some of these vets could help them along the way, get their skill set better without taking away too much from them, that's another positive that Jordy can figure out. Because Breezy, the big thing is for Jordy, he has to figure out how to get the rookies involved, how to get the vets their playing time, and how to get some of these trade chips potential on our team involved as well and elevate their value. It's going to be a balancing act, but we're really going to see what Jordy's made of this year for sure.
Alan, where you at, bro?
Ice, you still there?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah. I was saying, Alan.
Yeah, I was listening to y'all.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's
can
on
respond
you.
to it. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Alan. You good, Alan?
Yeah, I don't know. Like me personally, I just want the young guys to play. Um, we keep adding. I just don't like that we keep adding. I know we need the vets, but I don't like that we just keep adding vets to this team. I think we need to get that the young guys play and see who they are, man. The problem I feel like with this organization is sometimes we just keep babying these rookies sometimes, and it's just like,
Yep.
nah, we gotta throw them in the fire, man. If you don't know what you got until they gotta grow, they gotta learn in the NBA, and that's just the main bottom line. Of course, we have issues with Yegor and Drake Powell and stuff, but honestly, I think none of these guys should be in the G League. You drafted 5 guys. Let's see who you got with these 5 guys. That includes Ben Saraf. I mean, if he can turn out to be a good backup guard or whatever the case may be, along with Drake Powell, that would be nice. But I just think that necessarily we need to see what we have with Wolf, with Powell, with Yegor, Saraf, Derek Whitehead. I would like to actually see get burned this season. Um, See what we got with him. Potentially a 3-and-D wing he can turn into. Um, I just want to see the young guys play and see who can actually contribute towards a potential playoff / championship team in the near future. But I mean, adding all these vets, I just don't think you're gonna do it. I don't want Highsmith playing over Powell. I don't want Terrence Mann playing over Powell like that. Like, respectfully to those guys, but I want to see what we got with Powell. I want to see what we have with these rookies and these other young guys to see what we can potentially develop them into. So just don't baby them. Throw them in the fire, man. They gonna learn sooner or later. Why not let them learn now and go against the
No, but that's what I'm
stars and
saying. They
let them
throwing
learn.
they throwing Jordy Fernandez in the fire. Like, oh wow, you developed 2 G League players. Let's give you 5 rookies to develop. You don't think that's overkill? You don't think that's like too
Nah,
much?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
do.
think so. Well,
I
Like
5
do.
is
Kind of with
crazy. I
realistically,
mean, I don't think we.
hold on. Realistically, this never been done, Brooklyn LM. This is the first
It
time it's
hasn't.
ever been done.
I'm not. It hasn't. I think us drafting 5 players was crazy in the first place. But necessarily, I mean, if you're gonna draft 5 guys, I would hope 3 or 2 of them pan out. If I'm not saying they're gonna be on the team in the near future. It
Exactly.
might be different.
let,
But
let,
if you get Yegor, Nolan, or Wolf or Powell pan out, and maybe the other guys are just not up to par, and some progress more than others, then they might be looking at a situation to get all right, you ain't really work out, let's put you somewhere or trade you somewhere where you possibly can grow into something else. But I mean, 5 rookies is crazy, but I mean,
well, LM, let's not pretend Jordy didn't ask for this. Wasn't Jordy the guy last year that tried to win with pieces we thought weren't going to work together? I mean, part of Jordy does have this confidence about him where he wants to kind of play a big role on this team. He wants to really have an impact on the development process. So I feel like Jordy put himself in the fire last year because we thought it was going to be a normal tank season, but Jordy was trying to make pieces like the Schroeders and the Johnsons, all these other guys work with whoever we had on this team. And for some reason, we were able to win more games than anybody said. So I wouldn't be surprised if Jordy said, you know what, let's draft 5 guys. I'm putting my legacy on the line. I think I can do it. Well, let's see if Jordy can do it. At the end of the day, we're going to see if Jordy is a man or a wizard at the end of the day with the development of these 5 rookies.
Yeah, I disagree with Ellen a little bit. I think they should go to the G, right? I think some of them should go. And here's why. If you look at when Clowney and Jalen Wilson went down there, and once they got adjusted, they brought them back up, and they was completely different from when you seen them in summer league. And you know what I mean? They was completely different players. Because when you go down to the G, they make you almost like the number one. Keon was almost like the number one down there. So when you down there, you get to take your shots. You get to do things that work on what you're supposed to work on. And you know what I'm saying? They don't have no problems calling you back up. So if Danny went down there, if Roth went down there, even if Drake Powell went down there, I'm fine. I'm fine with it because I know in time, if they show out like Clowney and Jalen did, they're gonna call them back up. And then they got to figure out when do I put these guys in. So right now, right, I'm not too worried about those guys getting playing time. It's the guys like you saying, Breeze, your Terrence Mann, your Highsmith, like you know what I'm saying. They on display. You know what I'm saying. We got these guys on the roster. If you need help, you know what I'm saying. They're on display, and they gonna teach the young guys. They're gonna show some of the guys what to do. You know what I'm saying as veterans. Yeah, Alan, I kind of agree, but you do need these guys. Like Highsmith is good. Terrence, man, they defense first. You know what I'm saying? And then you add if Zaire's back on the team, you got 3 solid defensive guys to teach young guys coming up how to play defense, where to play defense. You know what I'm saying? Where you need to be, and you get to watch film with these guys while they're on the roster. So I think that helps instead of rushing them out. You know what I'm saying? And people, I'm not saying summer league is N or VR, but you see it in summer league, they're not quite ready. They still got a lot of adjusting to do. So the G League will help them adjust a little bit until they get comfortable enough with the speed and the physicality to play up in the NBA. You know what I mean?
I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I don't want them. It's a case in point. I don't want them to be in case of point of Derek Whitehead as to where they spending too much time there and you calling them up and then bringing them back down and calling them up. Like, I get it. Like, they can develop there. I'm not saying there's anything wrong in that. But majority of the times, the NBA is where you learn. Majority of rookies, they are already thrown in the fire from the time they're drafted. It doesn't matter if you pick number 1 or pick 30. You basically in the fire. You in the big leagues now. Once you graduate college, you're here. And in the G League, that's fine. But I feel like you further in delaying their process of just, you're gonna have to face the cage. You're gonna have to face the big hands on campus soon enough anyway. Like, you're gonna have to prove yourself regardless. So I feel like why further delay that process? There's no greater learning process than being thrown in the fire and be like, oh, okay, let me see what I can take from his game because I played against him.
There's a time though. There's a time to be thrown in the fire. Clowney wasn't thrown in the fire right away. You know what I mean? That's why I made him. Derek wanted to stay in the G. He could have came up, but he wasn't ready. So he told them he wanted to stay in the G. You know what I mean? And majority of the league was in the G League. You know what I'm saying? Before they got thrown in the fire for real. You know what I mean?
But that's the problem with Derek. Like, at some point, yeah, I get it. You made the choice to go there. I'm not saying that, but bro, at this point in time, you got to play in the NBA. Like, at this point, I get it. Like, you made the choice to go in there because you felt like that was the best for you to learn. But there's only so much time you can avoid something before you actually have to go out and just do it. Like, there's only a certain point.
Right, and I think what Elm's referring to is like the end of last season. It was like the final 10 or 12 games. All the guys from the G League just got called up and thrown out there, and they were slaughtered for like those 10, 11 games. I think to like what Elm's saying is like listen, a lot of these young guys are probably going to spend some time in the G League. I think we all know that. But, maybe towards the middle end of the season, around deadline, bring these young kids up. Don't wait till March, April, just to throw them in the fire like that. Let them play spurts throughout the season because any type of experience for these young guys, whether it's in G League or in the pros, it's good experience. But you definitely want to get as much experience as possible playing on the pro level. But you also make valid points. These young guys are going to need that experience in the G League as far as, like we talked about, preparing themselves, daily routine, stuff like that, elevating their skill sets, being more confident. That's the great thing about G League. It helps you become more confident in yourself as a player. So when you're in the pros, you don't make the same stupid ass mistakes you make in your first few moments on the court. So I think you guys are both right. But my big worry right now with what Jordy has to balance is I look at that list right now. There are 10 guards on that list. We have guard overload right now. So there are going to be some guys before training camp, after training camp, and during the trade deadline, they're going to get cut from this team because we can have all those guards occupying all those minutes. Like Jordy's definitely going to have to figure out what guards fit what we're trying to build and which guards just kind of got to get out the way because that's a huge problem right here off the bat.
So if they're trying to help Claxton, I'm gonna do a play-by-play. I'll start with Claxton. If they want to really help him, they got to get an anchor on the defense. If not, he's not effective on this team because he's a weak side help, great player. But if you put him at the anchor of the defense, he's weak at that position. And you're not helping him by him being on his team. You got to trade him if you want to get the best out of Claxton or get an anchor for this defense. That's why I
We
didn't add
definitely got
Clax to this because I don't see them getting an anchor. They could have. The dude just sent a super chat, Javon Shit, saying about Maxine Renard. They could have got Maxine. They could have got some of these big players to be anchors next to Claxton. They didn't do that. You feel what I'm saying?
No.
They didn't do that. If they would have got Maxine Renard, maybe they could have made him an anchor and kept Claxton. You know what I mean?
seriously.
But he can't shoot. That's the reason why I'm saying the odds is against him on this roster where you got Clowney and Wolf right there. And Timmy.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Clowney and Claxton. I'm gonna go
I
with
just don't want them to
I'm gonna
be
go with
too
the
comfortable
upside
in
of Wolf.
it over there. Like, I just don't want them to be too comfortable in the G League because at some point you gonna have to. It's like staying in a place where you feel is comfortable, but at the same time you just putting it off because it's like, oh well, I can just do this anytime, or I can just stay there. But at some point you have to, for your growth, you have to leave that comfortable situation and go into uncomfortable situations because realistically that's how you're going to grow, regardless if it's a new environment for you or whatever the case may be. Sometimes you got to be thrown in there so you can learn amongst the greats, so that's how these guys operate. This is pretty much the big leagues, regardless or not. You, like I said, you're a first pick. Even if you are a first round pick, Cooper Flag ain't never play against no Kawhi. He gonna have to play against the big dogs.
Yeah, but
He's a, don't get me wrong, he's an immense talent. Of course, he's further along than the guys we got. I'm not saying that. I mean, he's Cooper Flag, but he's never experienced that NBA. He's never been in the big lights. He's never been in these crowds. He's never experienced these type of things, regardless if he's a more advanced or not. This is him being thrown in the wolves. This ain't Duke. This is dudes that you playing against that are bigger or stronger than you. You ain't just a big man on campus anymore. So either way, he's getting thrown in the fire. You playing alongside big guys that's 250, 300. These dudes gonna throw you over, play you like you never been played before. So he may be more advanced. I said, well, of course he don't need to be in the G League, but at the same time, he's still being thrown in the fire. He's 18 years old, playing against these big grown men that he's gonna have to play against and learn from. And he's probably gonna add some of this to his game. He's probably gonna learn, have growing pains. But the fact of the matter is, these are things that are gonna advance him way further amongst, same thing goes with Dylan Harper and VJ Edgecombe, top 3 picks. Like, regardless of who it is, they gonna have to be thrown in the fire regardless. But it is gonna strengthen them. But they don't need the G League though. I get it. Like these guys don't need that type of help like our rookies do in the G League. It's just I don't want them to be comfortable. Yo, let me stay in the G League because it's easier or this is gonna help me grow. Like, no, don't stay comfortable in that. At least go into there and be like, yo, I want to play up front against these dudes that I'm comparing myself to, or these dudes that I want to be like. Let me play them up close and study their games so I can take something from them and
Yo,
learn from that.
LM, ain't Diego been playing with grown men though?
Nah, I mean it's different.
Yeah,
Kinda, yes, he has, but I'm saying in the NBA it's still different. Like he studies Cade, he studies Franz, he studies Denny, he studies Shea, Luca. Let him play against them up close. I think that's a better thing than just him being thrown in the G League. And I think he'll do better in the G League anyway because he's the eighth pick. I feel like he's more further. But at the same time, let him play them up close. There's no greater feeling for him, I feel, as to play these guys up close and be like, oh, that's how K gets to the rim. That's how Luca separates. That's how Shea gets to the mid range. That's how Franz do what he do. That's how Denny does this. Yo, let me add that to my game. Like, it's one thing with film. It's another thing when you playing these guys up close and they in your face and you gotta guard them. And you can add that to their game for the next season and then the next season. And then the more you play them, you get used to the physicality. I bet. Now I know what to do next season. So I'm more ready. I'm more set. Like to me,
Yeah.
that's just I feel like the best way to go for the rookies, even though, we got five of them. So I don't know how that's gonna go, but
Play the
I
rooks,
don't want to
Jordy.
take
Play the
the
rooks.
potency. I don't want to take the potency out of the playmaking of Jordy Fernandez. I mean, not playmaking, player development of Jordy Fernandez. You give him. I don't know, give him a job to do. He come back. He did the job excellent. I'm not going to overload the guy and say, okay, do 100. No, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna give him what I think he's gonna be effective with, and that's 2 to 3 players. I'm getting Jaeger for sure. And I want to say Nolan Traore, but I like Wolf, but we got Clowney. You feel me? I mean, to Bra, he said Drake should play, but he not going to play. We'll rather Drake develop and actually play in the G League instead of being the 13th man on a roster getting no playing time. That's true.
I
But I
respect
don't
that.
want him to be the 13th man. I want him to be like the 10th man, 9th man.
we just
He could
added
be
too many
over
players, I
Highsmith,
feel,
and he could
man.
be that man.
But
I
that was
think
we said that draft night. The whole NBA said that draft night. Why do we have all these players? Like we
because
drafted all these players, we picking up more players.
it's a flexibility game Sean Marks is playing, Jay. He wants to use the cap space down to the bare dime to
Well,
act like he's being smart and strategic. But at the end of the day, you don't want to make the mistakes of last year. You don't want the vets playing all the minutes and then the young guys playing in spurts. This year, these young guys should be getting at least 25 minutes a night. And Breezy put out just a great point just now. With Claxton still on this team, when is Danny Wolf ever going to crack the starting unit to really show what he can do? He's stuck with Clowney being the back burner players next to Clowney and Claxton and Dayron right now. So if you do get
But no,
Claxton's
no,
value up and trade him, it opens playing time
John,
for
let me
Wolf
ask
and Clowney.
John, let me ask you this. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm saying? I think that Nets will value Clowney's defense enough to move Clax. Like, all right, Clowney defense is good enough when we're going to develop Wolf because they're going to value Wolf's offense more than Clax's defense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen, I think Clowney has so much potential. I think
Do you even believe that Clowney can replace Claxton?
I wouldn't put Clowney at the 5. I would put him at the 4. I think he's a power forward more than actual center, but he does have shot
Right.
blocking abilities. I think you could play.
yeah, but what do you think
Wait,
the Nets are gonna do? Forget what you would do,
right.
because it's mad
Well,
stuff that you would do that the Nets wouldn't do.
Well,
What you think the
in
Nets
an
gonna do?
ideal world, I would start Clowney with Wolf. At least both of them can rebound. I don't think defensively they're both excellent at that side of the game, but together they might defensively be able to gel well. And Dayron could be a natural backup, and you have to get rid of Claxton at a certain point. But the problem is his trade value is horrible right now. The only good thing about having 10 guards on this team is they should be able to boost his value up somewhat. And hopefully a team takes him at the deadline next year because that just opens up more playing time for Clowney, more playing time for Wolf. In ideal world, I would start Clowney at the 4 and Wolf at the 5. See what both of them can do in the starting unit, and just let Dayron be the backup 5, and let Drew Timmy be the backup 4. In an ideal world, that makes sense to me. But having guys like Claxton and some of his other people on the team, it's a roster crunch. It means these young guys are going to have to just sit in the corner, just like Bry just said shouldn't happen. But this is why Sean Marks has to move the pieces around and eventually make sure each of these young guys could get adequate playing time. But right now it's hard because we have so many players on this team. So I hope Sean Marks is not just trying to pretend to be smart, but actually be smart and move some of these guys when you have to, when the time is right.
See, I don't think that's the way it's gonna go. I think they already value Claxton at a certain level that he probably, unless there's somebody better than Claxton, they probably not moving Claxton anywhere. You know what I'm saying? They're not moving Claxton. Like I said, Danny is not somebody you got to worry about right now. Danny got things Danny needs to work on. Right. The thing is, when you got Drew Timmy and you got Danny could go in the G, and you don't have to worry about Danny. He's getting developed in the G. They aren't too many 7-foot centers in the G. They ain't too many guys that can handle the rock, play point center or point forward like Danny in the G. So for him, that's a great spot to learn how to do other things. Now, Timmy is the one that you got to be like, what do we do with this guy, right? Because you got Dayron. Timmy could possibly play backup 5 at times. He could put him at the 4 at times, but he's slow. He's tweener. So Timmy is the guy they got to decide what they want to do with. You know what I'm saying? Clark, I don't think Clark's moving. I don't think Dayron's moving anytime soon because it seems like those their guys. Now, Wolf is for later on. Wolf, maybe later on in the season, maybe next year, whatever the case may be. You got to find out where Wolf is comfortable and who he plays comfortable next to or who plays good next to. He didn't play good with Timmy in summer league, so you got to try, like, you know what I'm saying, Clowney or Claxton, you know what I'm saying, Dayron, you got to try one of them, and you only figure that out later, you know what I'm saying? So I would say Timmy is the guy that you got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, on the roster and what to do, because if Dayron get hurt, you can always bring Wolf out the G. You know what I'm saying? And bring him up because you don't have another backup guy. Clowney, they want to put Clowney at center sometimes, but I don't think he's a center. He doesn't look good at center at times. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Wolf. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't think.
Timmy is the odd man out, man.
Yeah.
If the way you thinking about it, he's the odd man out. If Wolf is dogging and playing well in the G League, and he's putting in that work. You see, oh, we got something with Wolf here. Timmy to me is the odd man out, man. I'll say cut him, bring Wolf up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially if he's playing good in the G League.
To me a way better skill set than Timmy, in my opinion. Like he's just a guy. He's talking about a 7-footer who can potentially run your offense, which I think if he in the G League, he might actually do. So I mean, he got the IQ, he got the passing vision, sort of a 3-point shot to him. I just think he needs to learn better on the defensive end of things. But I mean, Timmy to me is the odd guy out. You already got Claxton. He's not going nowhere. Dayron,
and we
he
raised
not
his
going
stock.
nowhere.
He can find an NBA
So,
job.
Yeah, you see Kendrick Perkins sizing him up, saying get him on a playoff team roster.
Drew Timmy?
Yeah, Drew Timmy.
Yeah, they really rated the summer league a lot.
Kendrick Perkins was on Twitter with it. He was on Twitter giving Drew Timmy, you know what I'm saying? Get him off the Nets roster, get him on a playoff roster immediately. You know what I'm saying? Get that man a contract.
Timmy is never pay, bro. If your bench can't score the ball and you got Timmy on your team, your bench gonna beat that other bench, bro. Timmy is a bucket, low key. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
That's why you should trade him. You should get something for him. Don't just waive him. Sean Marks would be a fool to just waive Drew Timmy if he is the odd man out. Trade him for something, because I think, like they just said, there could be a playoff team that might offer a second-round pick or something for the guy. Like, you got to collect assets with some of these guys who, unfortunately, are going to have to get cut off this team. Like, even guys like Keon Johnson, Whitehead, Wilson. If you get a pick for him, a second pick, you do it. You don't just waive him for nothing, though, because some of these guys could be on contending teams as third stringers or potential backup pieces. Like that's the hard thing about this team is there are guys here who could fit roles on this team, but unfortunately there are other way younger guys that we're trying to develop for the future, so they get asked out just because of that. But like Sean Marks has to figure out though what guys should and shouldn't be on this roster. And the sad thing is we're less than 30 days away from media day. This is going to get messy.
Yo, I just gotta say, I don't like how they want to party and have a good time without Cam Thomas. want to
Oh
go
man,
and
that was nasty.
slap fives and you know what I mean, and act like you know what I mean. It's okay to not include Cam Thomas. Did anybody call Cam Thomas? Dayron Sharp, that's your guy, your man, you're from Pots and Pans. Did you call him the same draft? Dayron Sharp. Did you call CT to make sure he was good? Did CT call? But like put on speakerphone, like put CT on speakerphone. Look, yeah, you still part of the team. You know what I'm saying? You good. You feel me? Like, is that what's happening, or y'all just he giggling without Cam Thomas? I don't know if I
What if he
like
didn't
it,
want to
man.
go?
I don't know,
Yo,
man.
LM, did you call Cam Thomas? LM, tell him to go to that party. Come on, do better, bro.
What if he didn't want to? What if he didn't want to go? What if they did invite him and he was like, "Yo, I'm chilling. I'm good."
Cam's just got to
Right.
take this contract at this point. He has no market,
But
no
he don't
serious
gotta
value
do
outside of
nothing.
this team. He's got to take the contract and just prove at this
He
point.
don't
You
gotta
can,
do nothing.
yeah, no, I agree with you, Jay. But if he wants to really set himself up for some type of financial bump, taking the contract that was offered is better than taking the $6 million and just having an even way nastier divorce than what's already set in motion right now. I think we all kind of know that
Yeah,
Cam's
they
future in
started.
Brooklyn is bleak right now. But take the 12, take the 14 million. Let's see how the season plays out with the Rooks. I just don't want us to get to media day and Sean Marks getting asked, "Oh, why is the Cam signed?" Like that's just a
Well,
nightmare for PR.
that's Shaw Balk's fault. That ain't
It
his fault.
is. We all know that he's
It's
going to
not
play a
nothing.
part in
Nah,
this.
we can't do that. It's not on Sean Marks. Like I said, if they offered him a contract, at least, bro. If Cam ain't take it, that's on him. They offered you something. It's something on the table. It may not be what you want, but
Yeah,
it
but
is
not
Right.
what I
something on the
want. So
table for you.
your
Like
job is to keep your players happy, and that contract don't make me happy.
Well, I ain't getting
But
no
if
$30
he,
million
but
though.
if his agent is
Jay,
not
your mic
under,
low.
if
Your
nobody
mic
in
low.
him.
He ain't getting no $30 million from no teams. He's just
That's
got to be
on the
smart and take
market
the
is
14
not
mil.
the market is not there's no money for him to get what he want anyway. So
Right.
Jay,
like
there's almost no job that you happy to go to with pay. You know what I mean? Like
What happened?
yeah,
keep
like
I can't hear you. What you
keep
said?
your
What you said?
employees happy, bro. Like that's tough. You know what I mean?
I ain't hear shit you
It's
just said.
possible. No, I said there ain't really no jobs that keep employees happy like all the time. You know what I mean? It's very tough for an employer to keep all their employees happy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if
Nick Claxton
if I
happy.
can, no, hold on. If I can give you more, bro, I would. But right now, this is what we can do. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
This is where
that
we at.
they being disrespectful, bro.
In fairness, Jay, Cam doesn't have a resume. As much as we can look at the spurts of goodness he's given us, if you look at it factual 4 years, he doesn't have the resume to command that type of money. So his smart play, take the 14 mil. If he takes the $6 million, Jay, me, Ice, and LM, we're just ready for him to go off this team at this point because he's saying he's above the team with the money that he's not going to get from anybody. So I hope he doesn't do that. I hope he takes
Nah,
the
that's
14
not
mil
what
and
he's
still wants to
saying.
be here.
That's
But
what
if
you
he take
say he's saying.
no,
That's not
Jay,
what
come
he's
on, Jay.
saying.
He's not worth $40
You
million.
putting words in his mouth.
No, does he have a resume, Jay? Does Cam Thomas have a resume in four
Yeah, he got
years?
a yes, he has a
What's the
resume.
resume? What's the resume, please? I
His
want to hear.
resume is he's one of the best young stars in the league, and he's the youngest player to do a lot of things. I forgot what they are at this point because I be smoking. He's the youngest player to do a bunch of shit, and
Scoring.
he.
It's all scoring.
All right,
They're
let's. All
scoring,
right, so his resume is scoring. We
but
can
but
say
but
that.
that hasn't led to six-man year awards, most improved awards, no All-Star nods.
Bruh,
Like that's the sad thing
Yeah, but
about the
that's
situation.
the
that's
He doesn't
team's
have the
fault.
resume.
still in the front office.
That's
The
the
front
team's
office got to
fault,
take
not his fault.
accountability on how they develop their players too. Like, how? Hold
Right.
I
on.
agree.
How
I
could
I
they say that
agree,
they're
Breeze.
gonna be
But he don't
so
got a
great
resume.
when
He could
they
have.
mishandling Cam Thomas? But hold on. But no. Hold on. A lot of hold on. The front office should have a lot of accountability for the reason why Cam Thomas career hasn't prospered or is at the peak of what it
Exactly.
could have been backed by the front office, by the head
Exactly.
coaches. Like
Yeah, but
they let's call it what it is, John.
they stagnated his career.
They stifled his
And
career,
Breeze, you heard me
his
call
career,
all this
and
out
then
for
try to
weeks.
lowball him.
Yeah, but Breeze, you heard me.
Try to lowball it. That is
I
fucking egregious.
called out Sean and Joe's sins towards Cam for weeks, but now we're getting to crunch time, and Cam Thomas, the end of the day, he
And you
too
switching
has to
up.
take
We
some.
getting the crunch time, and you
No. He
switching
has
up
to take.
now.
Wait, Jay, he has to take some
Maybe
accountability
you a
too.
senior chancleta,
Wait,
a
Jay. He put the
flip-flopper.
line in the sand last year, saying, "I'm unguardable. I have nothing to prove to this team. I'm not going to the bench." He limited himself too. So at the end of the day, if he doesn't want to take the $14 million, you're telling me you don't want to be on my team unless we're overpaying you. That's not fair. I appreciate what Cam has tried to do
No,
on this
maybe
team,
he
but
just wants to get
Cam, you're
paid
not above the
appropriately.
Brooklyn Nets, bro. Like he's
Yo,
got to be fair too a little
what if
bit.
he's just not the
maybe he
player
wants to
that
get
they?
paid appropriately. And
What if he
you're right.
just to
Now
Ice
look,
point? What if he just not him?
no,
What if
he
he's
is
just not
him.
the guy that
He
he
is.
thinking he is in his head?
Prove it
No,
this year. Take the 14 mil and
the
prove it
thing
this
is,
year, and then the
he
conversation
is him.
changes.
He
Why did you
is
just take
him.
the
But if
14
the
mil?
Nets don't believe that he's him, they not gonna pay him. And
Yeah, but
that's the
Jay,
thing.
No,
let him take the.
he isn't him. Because if that was the case, he would be signed.
That's it.
I think that's why I think is the issue. If this was Paulo we talking about, we're not talking about this nigga not getting signed to September. We would have been gave
No,
him the bread.
They
I just
clearing.
think they just don't think of him as that guy. That's why we not paying you, because this other shit we can do besides pay you, like signing
yeah,
niggas like Haywood Highsmith.
yeah, and they doing dumb shit like signing Hayward Highsmith.
And
Signing
I don't.
like
But that is the point. Niggas in the
Right.
league, the young
how
dudes
many
that's
times?
getting money,
How many times
the
Hayward
young dudes.
Highsmith scored 40?
Nah,
But
that's
look,
Come on,
it's
Jay.
not.
dudes,
Hold
the
on.
young dudes that's getting bread, they not sitting on their ass at home wondering if they getting a check. These niggas is there because they obviously bring something to the team that the owners and the higher ups look at as valuable, something that
Right.
can help a championship team. These
Yeah.
niggas, I don't think look at Cam like that.
No,
I
No.
disagree with that, but it's not on me. They gotta make
bro.
the
No.
choices.
No.
Yeah,
But
and the choices that they're making are stupid. Over and
yeah.
over again, they keep making
I don't
dumbass
disagree.
choices,
Yeah.
but y'all is supporting the choices that they making,
No.
even
No.
though
No.
they
No.
dumb. I'ma call
No.
them dumb. Like if they do what they gonna do, I respect it. They do what they gonna do, and I'm still gonna support the team. But I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh well, Cam should just take it just because they being dumbasses. They the ones being dumbasses, not him.
Yeah.
There
But
is
how
no
you?
the market is not for him.
And
There's no market where he can get the
like I
30
said,
mil for him.
I'm not saying give him 30 mil, but I'm saying meet in the middle somewhere. Like you gotta give some give and
The
take. You can't
14
just
mil
say
is the middle.
no, that fuck it ain't.
Yes, it is.
No, the
Hold
fuck it
on.
ain't.
Hold on. Right. But
14,
hold on.
first of all, 15 mil is the middle between 30 and
What's the
0.
A
difference?
million
You said
extra,
13.
But look,
Jay.
we're not
What?
talking about
A million
0, but
extra?
we're not starting from 0. We starting from 6. So
But
that means we gotta go from 6 to
all right.
30. So that's
All
more
right.
like 20 something, 22. Like let's be if we're meeting in the middle.
All right. But
Like
hold
let's be
on, Jay.
real, man.
Hold on. Because I think they are being real, right? Even though we might see Cam as different as fans, right? But as like I keep saying, the
Yeah,
league,
but
if the
they need to keep the
league,
fans happy.
no,
Like
no,
we
no. But I'm
fans,
saying
they need to care what we think.
if the league, if the NBA view Cam Thomas as a sixth man, right? And like me and Ellen saying, what if he's just not him? And everybody so far thinks he's a six man him. He's not a star him, but he's a six man him. And we offer him this 14, right?
On
This
this
14
team,
a
nobody is
year,
better than him.
which hold on, which is good for a six man right now. 2 years, 28. You know what I'm saying? Get you 28. You know what I'm saying? When we get more space, probably open it more. But right now, on this roster, right now, and the league viewing you as a six man, 14 mil is good. It's not disrespect because he hasn't proven that he can do what these other than scoring, bro. And I know the roster and all that, and that goes into, you know what I'm saying, what y'all saying is the team's fault, the organization's
Bro,
fault.
we were
Not
scoring
the team,
90
but the
points
organization's
last
fault.
year.
But as of right now, he has not shown he can do other things for these reasons. So we're not going to bump him up because, you know what I'm saying, our organization made mistakes with rosters and it didn't go right. It didn't play out. It happens. So right now, 14 is on the table. And what the NBA view him as a six man, that's what's on the table for him. That's what it is right now. And he feels like he's not that.
Fuck that 14 then.
But Jay, he needs. But wait, Jay, he needs to prove.
But listen, hold on.
Give me the $7 million that I'm gonna get, and I'm
Cam don't have no
here.
resume though. He's got to do this for a year. Be healthy for 60, 70 games, average all-star numbers, bump up your playmaking, rebounding, and then let's talk. Let him do it for a year straight at least.
Fuck you.
Oh, come on, Jay. Come on, Jay. But yeah, listen, the Cam fans got it too. We got to do with the Cam fan here.
I'm being real. I'm being real. Like if after they treated me the way they already treated me, this is what they offered me. I'm telling them, I'm putting my whole dick on the table, pause, and telling them, fuck you.
Like, how is them offering 14 mil disrespectful to if they didn't offer? Hold on, let me finish. I didn't finish the question.
I'm better than fucking what's this dude named number 9 on the Toronto that came from the Knicks.
Wait, so let me pose a question. So let me pose a question.
RJ Barrett. I'm better than RJ Barrett.
If your job,
better
right?
than Quickly. I'm better than these niggas. So and y'all niggas is the ones who held me back this whole time. And y'all see me cooking every star y'all tried to bring in here in practice. Y'all know who I am. It don't matter if the rest of the league know who I am. Y'all know who I am. And if y'all still choose to pay me that shit, fuck you, I'm gonna go somewhere else.
So let me ask you a question, right? So let me ask you a
qualifying offer, and if you offer me anything else, it better be with a player option and not a team option, because you offer me some bullshit with a team option. Fuck you.
But let me ask y'all a question then. So let me ask y'all a question then. Because the Jay's point, he's saying the 14 mil is disrespectful. There's a job that you work at. You like the job, pretty decent, but you like the job. It ain't the best, but you like it. You want to stay. I think personally, it's more disrespectful if the job that you want to stay at doesn't offer you anything. They don't see you as valuable at all. As opposed to, you know what?
Yeah,
we can't give you the money. We can't give you the money right now, but we still see you as a valuable asset. But let me put this contract on the table for you.
If I'm looking at the budget, like if I'm the one going over the budgets and I know they have the money, but they're saying they can't give me the money, I'll take the lowest offer, and then I will still be looking for another job elsewhere.
Yeah,
which is fine, but they don't have the money right now.
I got you. Hold on. So the market for Cam Johnson is 100 mil, and our market for Nick Claxton is 100 mil, but the market for Cam Thomas is 14 mil.
It's a different CBA, Greasy. It's a different CBA.
Yeah,
it's a different CBA back then. If we talking about Cam Thomas getting in free agency in 2022, he would be signed already. This not even a discussion.
Right.
It's a different. Blame CJ McCollum. Y'all having all this smoke for the front office. That's where y'all smoke should be. Bring CJ McCollum. He's the one that put all of this in order.
Right.
He's the reason why Cam not getting paid.
I will blame CJ McCollum.
But hold on, real quick, Jay. You made a point, right? If you sign this contract and you'll be looking for another job, right? He got 2 years. He got one after he signed this contract. He has 1 year to prove himself to get another bigger contract than what he has. Because if he doesn't,
don't even want to be on this team no more.
Nah, but that's the point. You have to prove yourself somewhere. You're not like,
and
you got to prove yourself somewhere right now.
I play, but I'm not signed. I'm not signed in 2 years with a player.
That is true, because even if he was signed here, if he was anywhere else, he would still have to prove himself. It doesn't matter if he's here.
Yeah, but I'd rather prove myself somewhere else because I already proved myself here, and y'all obviously don't value me.
They don't see that way in their eyes.
Yeah, so y'all obviously don't value what I did. So send me somewhere else and let me do what I did here somewhere else and see how they like it.
All right, Jay. But they seen the NBA itself says he's a sixth man. You know what I'm saying? The NBA, not just our team. The NBA says he's a sixth. If he goes anywhere, he won't get to prove himself. He'd be a sixth man.
No, he would go somewhere, be a sixth man, and then earn a starting spot by being better than somebody on the team.
But there are a lot of teams that are set right now. He has to play a role that a team wants him to play. You know why some guys are now taking the short pace because of the new CBA? They realize something. At the end of the day, if I have a role that leads to a championship and I'm getting paid money, I'm winning both at those games. Cam Thomas' problem is he doesn't want a defined role right now. He wants a super role right now. And the problem is not a lot of teams will line up to do that. But the huge problem here is Sean Marks and Cam Thomas. The trust is broken. Neither side trusts each other. If Cam got the player option, Jay, there's a huge chance he's declining and walking. They can't let that happen.
Exactly.
But Jay, that's the thing, though. This is the business side of it.
That's the only way. If I'm Cam Thomas, that's the only way I'm signing anything with y'all because y'all obviously don't value me. So,
but they're going to trade him, though, Jay.
I get the option.
They're probably going to trade him, though, Jay, at that point because they can't trust him.
Hold on, Jay, because this is funny, right? We don't value you here, right? But you go to another team and take almost the same contract or less and say your value there?
Yes, because because the other team, they haven't been in the locker room with me. So they don't there I have to earn social credit with them. With my team, y'all know what it is with me, so y'all supposed to come to me correct. Y'all didn't. So what if
he went to Minnesota as a sixth man? He's never starting.
That's a good point.
They're not starting. They're not starting him over Ant. No way, no how.
Well, the Lakers, he's coming off the bench.
For on the championship roster like Minnesota, him as a sixth man will be freaking amazing. You talk about a nigga that can do that off the bench.
Whatever you say whatever you say, but how you and not to wish this or nobody how you know Ant-Man don't get hurt. And then Cam do some crazy shit. But the starter,
even if he get hurt, when he comes back, he's still starting. That's the thing. It doesn't matter if he gets hurt or not. That's our franchise guy. You're never starting over him.
I hear
if you can come off the six, if you can come off the bench and be a six man to that, I hear you.
But you lying. Anything could happen, bro. That nigga could get it. Could go there. Ant-Man,
Joey, Jay,
he's
still their franchise player.
I hear you.
Yeah, but he's still their franchise player.
Luka got traded last year. Franchise players get traded,
and on one leg is still their franchise player.
Nah, but Jay, you missing. I think you're missing a point on that. I think you're missing a point on that, right? On that team, he will have the opportunity to show out. He will have an opportunity to step up, but he won't never be that guy on that team. That's what the problem is, right?
There's so many. Like he's never gonna be that guy on this team either.
Hold on. That's what I'm saying. But he has to, even though if he go and do the same thing he did over here, have a couple 40-point games. All right, Cam, that was nice. Go back to the bench, six man. You know what I'm saying? That was nice. It's the same. You get the same.
I don't think other teams is gonna do that.
If he's the two guard, if he's on Cleveland, you think he's starting over Donovan Mitchell?
No.
But
he's never going to start over Donovan Mitchell.
I think they'll find a way to put him.
No, but what I'm saying, if he's on the championship team, Breezy, what I'm saying is his impact off the bench will be valuable because nobody on the bench can do what he does. And if you're talking about a starter, he adds to that team regardless if he's starting or not. He's going to add. There's no one on the bench that can score like Cam Thomas. Even if he's not a starter, he's going to have an impact regardless if he's starting or not. There's nobody on Cleveland that can score like Cam Thomas off the bench. It doesn't matter if Donovan Mitchell is starting. There's no one on Cleveland that can give you 40 off the bench like he does. And if that's a team that sees his value as a sixth man, then I'm not mad at that, nigga. Cleveland was number one in the East. You telling me I can add 40 to that team? Oh, we lit. We out here.
But the thing is, that's not what he wants to do, though. He wants to be the guy, and not one of the guys on the bench. He wants to be the Donovan Mitchell.
Right. No.
If he was in the NBA 5 years ago, maybe.
See, y'all are just saying shit like it's the only answer. No, that's not true. He wants to be the guy on this.
Yeah, but
team.
Jay, is he the guy though? You have to have a resume.
He's better than everybody on this fucking team.
Because we're rebuilding, of course.
All right, so that's why if you let me finish what I'm saying, he wants to be the guy on this team. Maybe if he was on that team that's on championship aspirations, maybe he would be okay
So
with
he wants
taking
to
the
be
6.
paid $40
Oh
million
my
on a
God, you
bum
can't
ass
let me
team.
finish.
Like, come on, Jay.
Go
Stop
ahead.
campaigning.
Bro, you just
Let him
like
finish. Let
talking
him
over
finish.
people, bro. No, I don't even want to go no more. Let John have the show.
No, I'm good, Jay. You gotta get off. You gotta get off. Obviously, you're feeling upset about this because your favorite guy
No,
Cam won't get his pay.
I don't care about this, but you won't let me finish a take. So if I can't finish my take, how can we have a conversation?
Okay, so please finish your take, please.
Yo, bro, move on with the show. Yo, did you tell him about the good news, Breezo?
Yo, LM, you see this Cam Fanning, bro? This is what's wrong with the team.
I want Cam back. It's just the way the front office views him, which is sad to say. I don't think they smart in it. I think if he wants a chance to start on the team, he should. Only problem is the front office don't view him as that type of player because at the end of the day, they don't think he's done enough. And
None of
realistically,
these guards start over Cam Thomas at the
he
two guard
hasn't
position.
done
Let's
enough.
be clear.
If we being honest.
No,
If he
LM,
signed
he has.
that,
LM, he has, apparently. He has.
if he signed that qualifying offer, if he signed that qualifying offer, they could. Yo,
no, Ice, come on. That would be the worst case scenario, man. Then you got to trade him.
But it's a win. But it's a win-win, though, right? Let's say I'll say it's a win-win because it is. Let's say Cam Thomas signs the offer. Cool. I know most of us want to tank for the next draft. Cool. But if he turns into a player next year or this year, he signs the offer, balls out, and we just see a tremendous upside of him. 1, 2, he's healthy. But before niggas even start talking about skill set, he needs to be healthy first. That's 1. I need him to play 80 games at best, 78. If he can do what he can do in the 78 game season and uplift this team to at least a playoff spot or a playing spot, I ain't mad at that. That means he's grown to a point where, yo, I bet that's the guy. Yo, next year, let's go for a playoff spot.
It's crazy
Let's
that y'all
keep
be
going.
wanting niggas to sign these slave deals, man. It's
Nah,
crazy to me.
Jay, it is the market. There's no money for
crazy to me.
Now.
It's
This
crazy.
Y'all don't understand the
y'all really
market of the
siding
NBA,
with the
bro.
like y'all like siding with the owners over the players a lot
It's
of the
not the
time.
owners,
And
it's the market.
and I don't
Y'all not
understand
understanding
it.
the market, bro.
No, not even that. See, and this is why I'm saying y'all don't be letting people land before you take over. But what I'm saying is even fucking like the player option over a team option. Like if he wants to go somewhere else after he does what you just say he might do, that's his choice because he would not want to be here after being treated the way he's treated.
Nah, but
That's not even y'all mixing that up. Y'all mixing that up.
And I hear that y'all want to lock him up and make sure he can't leave, even if he want to leave. But I feel like why would like if you're gonna offer him a bad deal, why not offer it with a player option so he's in control at that point?
Because
Like
Jay,
you made Kevin Durant happy, sent him where he wanted to go, and did all of that for no goddamn reason.
That's Kevin Durant,
well,
man.
Yeah, but you ain't.
This is outrageous.
Hold on.
Come on, bro. We're not doing that. We're not doing that comparison.
From the business side, business side, Jay. If Cam, like I'm saying, he signs this contract,
Kevin
whether
Durant is a way more valuable fucking. So you don't have to take him into consideration. You should take the team into consideration, not him.
Nah, but he different. He in a whole different stratosphere from everybody else. But if Cam signs the team option, right, is a team option, right? That means, right, if he balls out this year, like I'm saying, and we clear out our contract because he's done something that we don't think he could have done, and he did it, and we can give him 30 mil, right? You want to keep him. You don't think
I don't want to be here.
Y'all not. But hold on, y'all not taking into account. We have more money next season. As to where if y'all complaining so much about the money he getting now, but y'all don't realize if he balls out, we have his rights. You can offer him more money next season, especially if he balls out and he can get the contract that he deserves or wants to at least get.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna get it from another team though.
Nah, Jay, you talking? Hold on, Jay, you talking about it from two sides though. If Cam don't want to be here, right, the only option he has is to sign the
The 2 year
qualifying
deal.
offer,
Yeah,
and
that's what I said. The qualifying offer. That's what
yeah,
I'm
but
talking about.
at that time we could
They
sit
could
Cam.
not play
Hold
him.
on.
They could sit him. They could not play him. They could do all that. Yeah.
Right, and he has no value after that. Right, his
Which is
value.
a
If you
loss.
say so.
What have you done for me lately? This is that league. It ain't what you done for me
Facts.
If
before. It's what you done for me lately. If he sit down,
I
he,
hear you,
he
but that's what
he's
I
going
would take if I
he's
was
going
him.
to get a lower contract.
That's what I would
Listen,
take if I
Cam
was him.
has to play ball here. At the end of the day, prove it for a year, and then the whole conversation changed,
No,
like
but
Ellen said.
they not signing. They not giving him a year deal. They're giving him a 2 year deal.
Yeah,
Nah,
but it's an
That's
the
option.
quality. Yeah,
the qualifying
because
offer. But y'all saying don't sign the qualifying offer. Sign this 2 year, 14 million
yes,
bullshit.
Jay, because he believed in his heart he is that guy. He wants
That
to be
shit is
paid
whack.
like the other dudes, right? Then sit here and prove
And
it.
I don't get.
You got
Bro,
Hold on,
one.
nothing.
guys. I
Hold
don't
up.
get it.
No,
Y'all say y'all
nah,
want
hold
him
on.
on the
Stop saying
team.
that.
Y'all
Offer
say
them
y'all
other
want him on the
because
team, but y'all don't want him to sign a contract that puts him on the team in a market where he's not
no,
getting
see,
the
yeah,
money that he's not gonna get.
bro, I'm not.
Bingo.
I'm not telling you
Is
that
it? Do
I
y'all
don't
want him
want
on the
him to.
team or do y'all not? They offering
All right.
him the
Exactly. Like
contract
what are we
to
talking
stay
about
on the
here?
team.
All right, whatever y'all want to say. If y'all want to, y'all like running with narratives. Y'all
Oh,
like y'all
come
not
on.
even.
Like, what is with this Cam fanning,
I
bro? We
just
gotta
don't think y'all
chill on
understand.
it.
Yeah,
I don't think y'all
y'all
understand the
like
market of the thing, bro.
y'all like running with narratives. So just run whatever you want to think instead of what I'm
Okay,
actually
so
saying.
Cam has an imaginary resume, got it.
John. Hold on. Let Jamal
See, where
just
did
got
that
on the
even
panel.
come from? Like you just say anything, John.
Oh, it came from the narrative that you created. Sorry.
Hold on, Jay Jay and John. Let Jamal jump in. I want to hear his take on this. What up, Jamal? What's going on?
Yo, what's good? What's good, y'all? My fault. I'm driving right now, so just give me a minute if it sounds a little crazy. But
All right, nah, you good.
I'm
All
just
right, well,
listening. I'm listening to the comparisons, and I understand what y'all saying that he won't start over Ant-Man or won't start over Donovan Mitchell, right? But he's kind of in the same bracket, like the same age bracket as Ant-Man, right? But he's a little bit younger than Donovan Mitchell. If he goes to a team and he do play the bench or whatever, and he's scoring about 40, 30 a game off the bench, do you feel like maybe if the other players decide to want to leave, is gonna make it a little bit more easier for them to let them leave because of what Cam could do and his potential?
You mean like if Donovan Mitchell was like hypothetically if Donovan Mitchell was to leave because y'all got Cam and
Yeah,
he
it
I'll
starts
go somewhere else.
it starts
Yeah,
to
I agree.
yeah
He'll probably start then.
you get what
I'm
I'm
with
saying?
you on that. He'll start
Bro,
then.
they acting
It
like that
starts to
can't
open
happen.
up. Yeah, it starts to open up people's eyes a little bit more. Like, you know what? Maybe this player is more expendable than what we valued him as. You get what I'm
Nah,
saying?
but what in that situation, it'll be all about finance. Cam is cheaper. You know what I mean? That's the
Hmm.
only thing that you would move your star player because he's cheaper, and it all comes down to finances. You getting Cam doing that at a lower price. Once again, he's not going to get paid what he wants to get paid because he's doing that as a six man. They might bump his pay up, but he won't
But
get
not
what
even that.
Donovan's getting. You know what I mean? He get something lower, and again, we'll
But
move
But he not
Donovan.
what
even
if he's
trying to
playing better
get
than?
with Donovan getting like that. That's what I tried to
But
say
what
before.
if
He
he's
not trying
playing
to get
better
with
than?
Donovan. He
What
trying to get with
what if he's
Tyrese
playing
Maxey
better
and
than
fucking
Donovan?
who else get
But
He said, "Well, if
But
he
I'm saying,
playing
what
better
if
than
he's
Don,
playing
if he
better than
playing better
Donovan?
than Donovan, then
he's not even
nigga,
doing what RJ and them are doing. That's the problem. He's not
right?
doing the same thing. He can score better
But
than these
he's
guys, Jay, but he's not doing what they're doing.
only
Mind you,
23.
that
He
quickly
hasn't really
contract
been
is a
able to
bad
play.
contract anyway. So I'm sure Toronto gonna try to get off that quickly contract as soon as they possibly can. That's a bad contract for them, respectfully. And quickly is a good player, but same thing with RJ Barrett. Same thing with most of the contracts in the league. What y'all fail to understand is these owners is not willing to go over the second apron this year. Now,
Right.
rather Fred VanVleet changes that in a few years, whatever. But these owners is not trying to spend the money. It's not about Cam Thomas not getting the money that he's worth. It's the fact that due to this CJ McCollum nigga, this is all we can give you right now. We want you here, but this is all we can give you. If this was
Right.
2022, nigga, get this 30 mil and let's rock out.
He
But
needs
that's
to be
not the case. We can't
he,
give him that right now. And we will be over the fucking cap. So that's niggas that we can't get in free agency next year.
right. And he needs to be durable. He hasn't been durable for 4 years, so I can't give a guy $40 million for playing 25 games. Like, come on, we gotta be realistic
Why
a
you
little
keep
bit.
going up to 40? The shit is he won 30,
Nah, Ned
and then
Staley
really,
reported he wanted 40 mil potentially. That was
yeah,
I
but
think that was just negotiating though.
that was that. But all I'm
I don't
saying
think
is
he would want 40 mil next year.
he won 30 around the shit that RJ Barrett and whoever else he said in that range that
Tyler
he's
Hero.
better
I
than.
keep hearing
However
Tyler
you offer
Hero
him.
as a
All
bar
I'm
for
saying
himself.
is even if you offer him a little less than that, that's cool. But less than half of that is disrespectful.
They can't even offer. That's the point we're saying. They can't even offer him half of what RJ and these niggas is getting because that was a different time in the NBA. These niggas can't get that money. That's what we're trying to say. Even if they wanted to give him half of what RJ and Quickly and Tyler was doing, these niggas would have gave him that money back. Ben gave him the money. If it wasn't so tight right now, nobody in the NBA has bread.
Before the season was over, we talked all of that shit about how we got the most cap space in the NBA and all this. They didn't set him out. It's a problem. That's it. Like if y'all want to sit here and act like he should take any deal they offer him because he's
And
lucky
who
to
do we
have it
get on the
and
back
blah
on
blah
the
blah blah
team,
blah
Jay?
whatever. But yes, I want him on the team. But if I was him, would I be happy with this going on? Hell no. And that's what
No, I'm
the
talking about
perspective
who we
I'm
got on
talking
the
from.
team, the biggest contracts on the team. We got Claxton,
A
we
bunch
got
of
MPJ,
bullshit. Why
and
did
we
we
got
do
Terrence,
that?
and we got Terrence Mann, right? So the fact of the
Get the
matter
fuck
is,
out of here. That's all trash.
going into this season now, they're thinking, and I know this is what they're thinking because they're doing it. There is no other team that can get him. We are bidding against ourselves. We can make our moves and still sign this nigga. Here's nowhere he can go. If there's any other team offering him bread, we can match that shit. He'll be right here. It doesn't even matter if he wants to go there. We can match the money. Go out there and see what you worth. Go out there and see if you can get that 30 mil. But you know where your ass is gonna be? Right here. So you know what? We're gonna make all these other moves and get Highsmith and get MPJ and get Terrence Mann for Drake Howell. We're gonna do all of this. And where you gonna be at? Right here. Let us do what we do. And then once we get to you, we're gonna get to you. But there's nowhere else you can go. Milwaukee's not giving you the bread. Detroit's not giving you the bread. LA ain't giving you the bread. Phoenix ain't giving you no bread. Philly ain't giving you no bread. There's no money that nowhere else can go. Everything runs through us. We are the only one team in the NBA that has the cap space to even do trades with any of these niggas. So go ahead and see what you worth. And whatever you do, if you can find that contract, let us know. We'll match it. That's how you gonna get your money. But we ain't giving you that because we do not have it right now. We got 3 niggas on the team taking up cap space in Man, Claxton, and MPJ. There's nowhere else you can get that money unless we trade one of these dudes, which they're not gonna do, unfortunately. So yeah, you have to take this 14 mil. If it was a Tyler Hero contract, we would have gladly give it to you. But it's not like we not offering you a contract and we saying, yo, go treat you like some Damian Lillard type shit or cut you off.
If he can prove it for a year, he changed the whole conversation, then he has the power. And listen, Jay, none of us disagree that Sean Marks and Joe Tsai. Wait, Jay, listen, we all agree.
Answer that question. How does he have the power if he balls out?
Because if he proves
how does he have the power?
He has to add to his resume.
But how did it still get? The team would still have the power at that point.
All teams in the NBA have the power. All teams in the NBA have the power. They own their contracts.
That's
Every
not real
niggas on the
power.
league is playing under a contract.
The player option is not real power. He lowers value even more.
Here's what he's saying. Here's what he's talking about, right?
Hold on. If they give him the player option over the team option, that's power.
Right. Exactly. Power is what you put in writing.
So he walks away from the team and screws us over. That's power. Get out of here with that.
Listen.
Hold on. Let Ice finish.
Hold on. Nah, I think y'all missing the point, right?
No, y'all missing the point.
No.
Let Ice finish.
Nah, because here's how Cam gets in this position that Cam is in. Pause. He doesn't have. He don't have no legs to stand on, right? Because he doesn't have, like John said, he doesn't have a resume. The market is basically shut down for him. So what we offer is what we offer. But like I'm saying, if he balls out this year, and we will shed money next season again. Next offseason, we shed money. We supposed to have another, I forget what, 60 mil open. If he balls
Yeah.
out, they can offer. If he does what RJ and Tyler Hero does, he learns how to play another position. Pause. You know what I'm saying? He adds to his rebound. He adds to his assist. That's what got them that money because those guys average five rebounds, 6 assists. Cam is not there, bro. His scoring, like I said, when I looked it up, his scoring was fine. His 3-point percentage was fine, and his field goal percentage was fine. But he can't play another position. He can't rebound. His rebounding is low,
bro. It's
and
above average.
No. When I looked it up, he's below everybody, bro. He's below all
Not
those
in
dudes that he
scoring.
named. Huh? No, that's what I'm saying. His rebounding,
Not in
his
scoring.
assists. Hold on, his assists, and he can't play another position. That's why he's getting like the low money right now. But if next year, if during this season, if he proves that, then they will offer him a larger contract. That's how any team that has cap space or room or whatever, even if he signs the qualifying offer, right? That's how he will have to get another contract is by proving he could do these things like these other guys, rebound, assist, and playing other positions. I can run point, I can run 2 guard if you need me to. That's how he gets how he get a bigger money offer. Other than that, he's going to get stuck in that position.
Exactly.
And
That's
this isn't even new to Cam either. Other players in the league has had to do this shit too. Like niggas,
Right.
Devin Booker wasn't who the fuck he was when he was coming up. Nigga had to prove he can do all this shit. What Phoenix do? Gave the nigga a contract.
Right.
This is
And
always how it's been.
Right. And Jay, none of us disagree that Sean and Joe have run a bad ship for 9 years. But now looking at where the market is at, the NBA is evolving around. They're moving away from position basketball to positionless basketball. And Cam Thomas, unfortunately, is a 2 guard.
But why is the market the bigger conversation? It should be the micro to the macro. The macro is the integral pieces that help build the core. The team, like the player that knows Jordy Fernandez system, the player that showed loyalty to the franchise when everybody else shitted on the Brooklyn Nets. He held them down. As soon as they get some 5 new rookies, now they want to act like, oh, we ain't no market.
Yeah,
That don't mean nothing to these guys. Y'all don't know. That's not it. That's not it. The fact of the matter,
where's the
integrity means a lot to
of
me.
the Brooklyn Nets?
What integrity? What is it? Y'all niggas acting like he came off for All-Star season.
Yo, facts. Like, what are we talking about? You guys act like
What you
Cam
mean
Thomas
integrity?
was like a Kobe prototype before he came to the league.
You know why that's Breezy, you know why that's the conversation? Because money is stopping Cam from being on a team. A negotiation.
Exactly.
A price is what's stopping. It's not that, like LM and I said, it's not that they didn't offer him nothing. They offer him something, but it's not enough to him. You know what I'm saying? So
y'all
I'm
niggas
not
keep trying to make it not about the money and making it seem like, yo, it's not just about the money. No, they are making you care about the business because the business is what's keeping your favorite players from being on the team. It's not just about, yo, the money, though. These niggas just care about the business. They're making you care about the business because now you see these new governors coming in buying teams. You see all these dudes not getting paid. Jaylen Brown and trade rumors. Like, nigga, yeah, this is all about the money. All these owners care about is money. Money is why your players is not coming back. Why Josh Giddey ain't signed. Why Kuminga ain't signed. Why all these other guys ain't signed. Here's a Kuminga that probably won't go him back from Golden State.
The fact that y'all keep expecting millionaires to take pay cuts for billionaires sound crazy to me. But if that's what side y'all on, I hear you.
Nah, Jay, you getting that confused, bro.
You know what's crazy? Josh Giddey got offered an $80 million contract, apparently. $20 million for like 4 years, and he didn't want that. Like, these guys got to wake up and smell the coffee.
Cam didn't even get that.
Yeah,
because they can't give it to him.
He ain't run up the numbers.
They cannot give that to him.
He has to run up the numbers.
I don't know what y'all feeling to understand.
They could have before they made all them other dumbass moves.
No, but there was no point. There was no point, Jay, because he didn't do nothing.
Bro, they had the most cap space in the NBA. What are you talking about? No, they couldn't.
We're not spending all of our money on you, nigga. We making moves to get other players on the team.
All I keep saying is it's cool, but when y'all lose him and he go to another team and turn into a superstar, don't say nothing. Just
He's
be
not
like, all
turning
right,
into a
cool.
superstar, Jay. He's not
Listen,
turning into a superstar,
I
Jay. He could be
heard
a
you.
third
I
option.
heard you.
But
You
he's not a
said what
He's
you
better
superstar.
said.
than
I said what I
everybody
said.
on
We
this
could move
team.
on.
Because
But
we're a
Everybody
Jay, when
bad
it
team.
happens,
on
Wait,
but when
please,
it
please.
when
Because
it
we're a bad
happens,
team.
don't when it
That's why.
happens, don't sit here and be like, oh snap, why he didn't do that over here? He didn't
See,
get the opportunity.
I don't.
That's
I
He
don't.
ain't
He
do
wanted the
nothing over
money.
here.
He wanted the
That's
money.
why they're not giving him the.
Jay,
That's why they're not giving him the bread he want. He didn't do
You
nothing
guys,
to these
Yeah, and
dudes.
you guys
like I said,
shocking me.
when he go to another team and ball out,
This is
I
disgusting.
just don't want to
Jay,
hear
what
y'all
makes Cam
saying
Thomas a
And I would
why
like
he
to
superstar?
see
didn't
Jay,
that
do
wait,
that
wait,
over
happen.
Jay,
here.
There's
Jay. What
That's
nowhere he
makes
all
can
I'm
Cam
go
Thomas
where
saying.
he's
a
gonna have a
superstar?
starting
That's what I'm
spot.
saying.
Wait,
There's
so
nowhere he can
Jay,
go where he's gonna have a starting spot over the two guards that y'all niggas think
wait,
he's better than.
wait, Elam, I
I would
got him.
like to
Elam, I
hear a
got him. Wait,
team
Elam, I got him. So
if
Jay,
if y'all have
can
any
OK?
soliloquies.
Wait, I got him. So Jay, can OKC build a championship team around Cam Thomas
What the
if they're
fuck
replacing
does
him with
that have
Shea?
to do with what we talking
No, so
about?
you just say he's a
No,
superstar.
I'm asking
So
you a question.
let's
What
say
the
we
fuck
remove
does that
Shea
have to
from the
do with what we
equation.
talking about,
OKC.
John?
Can
See,
they
that's what
build
I'm
a
talking
team
about.
around Cam
No,
Thomas?
no,
No, you want to answer the
John.
question.
Let me ask
You
you.
don't
No,
want to answer the
you don't
question,
want to
Jay.
answer the
No,
question. Why the
Cam
fuck do you
Fanning,
ask
Cam
questions that
Fanning.
don't got nothing to do
Cam
with
Fanning.
nothing?
No, because you just say he's a
Nothing.
superstar. So why can't he do an
That don't got
OKC?
nothing to do with what we talking about.
Yeah, exactly. He can't answer the question, LM.
No, I
See?
don't want to answer it because it's
Yeah,
a stupid
exactly.
question.
Jay, all you've said tonight is
It's a
Cam should
stupid
take. No, Jay,
No, or
all you've said tonight is Cam should take the player option, walk, and leave us dead in the water. That don't make him a star, bro. Makes him a cheapskate.
if that's what you feel, that's what you
Yeah,
feel.
no, I don't see. I
Like,
don't.
I don't know how you like to be treated, but I like better treatment than that personally.
Nah,
Oh
Like
yeah,
I don't.
me
you
personally,
haven't proven nothing in the NBA, but you deserve to be treated well. Like, come on.
I
I
like
don't
better
even think it's
treatment
about
than
him
that
proving
personally.
nothing, bro. If I have $100 in my account and niggas is like, yo, can I get 100? No, nigga, that's all my shit. Fuck you talking about if you want 100.
Yo,
No, I'm giving you what I can have. And
No,
next year when my
LM,
bread
he
get
not
cut,
Bro,
asking
I
him to
can give
break
you
the
listen,
bank,
more.
LM. He no,
right,
he
right.
not.
No,
You're lying. The
He not asking him
contract,
to
y'all
break
not,
the
y'all
y'all
bank.
missing the
acting like
point.
Bro,
Cam
hold
is
on.
asking
So
for
hold on, hold on.
$300
So why
million.
y'all so
He's
hold
not
on,
Y'all
hold
asking
missing
on.
the
for
So
point.
$300
Y'all
hold
million.
missing
on,
the
Sonny.
point. Y'all
Y'all
missing the
are,
point.
no, you're
Y'all
missing the
missing,
point
yeah,
because you
no.
keep
Y'all
saying
just,
we missing the
y'all
point,
missing
but
the
we not
point,
missing the
bro. Y'all
point.
I
just,
can't hear you.
Y'all
y'all
are
not,
missing the point.
y'all
Hold
just
on, hold
talking
on.
to respond, bro, not comprehend. The fact
No,
of the
y'all
matter
not even
is,
letting nobody finish. So how are you
I couldn't
Right,
y'all?
even
we
finish
got
what
one
I
mic. Got
said.
No, y'all are not
one
even
mic,
letting
yeah.
anybody
One mic,
finish. So
one mic.
how are you trying to
Everybody's
comprehend
interrupting, bro.
anything?
Everybody interrupting me. I didn't even finish what I said. Y'all niggas just talking. I'll let
All
y'all
right,
talk.
bro.
I couldn't
All
finish
right,
One
bro.
either.
mic, one
I'm
mic,
just
yeah.
All
One
right,
saying,
mic.
bro.
it's
Heard
bullet
you.
everywhere, bro.
Heard you. Heard
One
you.
mic,
Heard
one
you.
mic, yeah. All right, so basically what I'm saying is when it comes down to Cam Thomas, again, like I said, more my conversation is he's a good piece to fit with the rookies. Good next to Yegor, good next to Nolan. I think he'd be good next to anybody that we drafted. That's my personal opinion. He knows Jordy Fernandez system. He's seen it from the bench and he's seen it playing. He did the entire time. So again, I just think there's a lot of upside in what having a second year player with the scoring prowess like Cam Thomas, when, in my opinion, Jordy Fernandez is more of a defensive coach than the X's and O's on the offensive side of the ball. He needs shot creators. If you're not an X and O type of coach, you should have shot creators on your team that help carry some of the offense because you know your style of coaching. He's prioritized defense and team basketball. Those 1 and 2. And then third is offense, in my opinion. So I'm saying that to say the style of coaching of Jordy Fernandez embraces the kind of player Cam Thomas is. You know, I wish they worked the money out, but at the end of the day, I want to put emphasis on that he's going to be not just a great player, but a great teammate to the rookies. That's mainly what I want to emphasize is that he, next to all of the players we drafted, is going to make them look good. He's going to do his thing. He's done his thing next to KD, to Ed Sumner. He's going to do what he do. But he's going to make them look good too. That's why I'm saying he should be part of this team. And no trade conversation that y'all can mention, whether it be Beasley or whoever, it's going to look good next to these rookies as much as Cam Thomas, because some of those players that y'all talk about being here will step on the toes of those rookies. He's going to take those minutes, shot opportunities, and so on. So yeah, Cam Thomas for president. I'm joking, but Cam Thomas,
Oh,
he's
shit.
the best candidate for.
No. Cam Thomas
He's
for
the best.
motherfucking president. Stand on
Oh
that shit.
my gosh.
And on top of that,
How we know he not gonna do the same thing?
I ain't never seen none of these niggas that y'all talking about have the superstar moments that Cam has had.
Oh my
without
gosh.
the superstar opportunity.
No, true.
Jay, have you seen the team the last 3 years? Come on.
The people I name have superstar moments. That I don't know
Yeah,
about.
but
I don't
y'all
know who the
gotta
rest
name
of the
y'all
people
gotta
I
name
name have superstar
Ant-Man.
moments.
Y'all gotta name Ant-Man and Devin Booker and shit like that. Y'all have to name niggas like that.
But it's not even that, bro. He's in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Tyrese Martin has dropped 30. You know what I'm saying? Who was Tyrese Martin?
Yeah, nigga, Malachi Flynn dropped 50.
You said 30.
Hold
You
on.
said 30, but not 40 multiple times.
Malachi Flynn dropped 50.
Right, like,
Yeah,
bro,
but how many
bro.
times did he do it?
Superstar.
No.
Did he do
But
it?
no, that's not it, bro.
How many times he did it?
No, it's not how many times, bro.
Yes,
Right?
it
The point is he's in the NBA and there's guys who can do that. They might not do it as many times as Cam or cannot do it as many times as Cam, right? But the point is what I'm saying is he has to be at being 6'3", 6'4", he has to be able to move the ball and get about 5 to 6 assists a game and 4 to 5 rebounds. And he has to be able to run the one. If Cam can't do that, he is not one of these other guys, bro.
I heard you the first 17 times.
I
I
think he
promise
can
you,
do that.
Ice. Like I know
think
we've
he
been
can
having
do
the
I'm just
same.
saying.
I
But
promise you, I understand.
hold on.
I
But
promise you.
I'll tell
I just
you
feel like y'all
what I
ignoring
think
his
though.
point.
But yeah, that's the point. But my personal opinion about Cam is he's in between a star and he's in between a 6-man. And that's why he's getting the money he is. Because me personally, looking at the numbers, he's not far off, but he's not there yet. You know what I'm saying?
He's a
Not there.
borderline star, bro.
Yeah, like
He's on the borderline star as to where he got a game as to where he can be an all-star one day. So
yeah.
when niggas is talking about Cam, it ain't no disrespectful like Cam, just take what these niggas is giving you. We just saying no, but hold on. We're saying that at the same time, at some point you have to make a decision, bro. Do you want to be a net? Or do you want to be somewhere else? Like you're gonna have to make that decision
And I
sooner or
think
later.
they making the decision mighty easily.
Okay, bye,
They making the
Cam. If
decision
that's the
mad
case.
easy.
If that's the case, bye then.
Hold on. Listen, what I'm saying is, look, I think he feel like the chance I deserve to get to be featured as a #1 option should come from the Brooklyn Nets. Shouldn't come from no other team. They know, all y'all know, that they hampered they stifled, they slowed his player development up. They when
It was
hold
for
on,
the
and,
good of the
let's be
team.
clear.
For the good of the team, right?
Right. Let's be clear.
I don't necessarily agree with that either.
Right.
But
Let's be clear. Hold on. Listen. Jock Vaughn sat him when he deserved minutes. He did enough in the game not to lead the team or be the MVP, but he did enough on the team to get minutes on the team. Jock Vaughn didn't get him minutes. He was a terrible coach, bro. He sat everybody in the Milwaukee game. Remember? He was not a good coach, bro. So that being said, I'm saying that to say that impacted Cam Thomas. He deserved the minutes and the opportunities then. He didn't get it. There's another example. So that's one example. Another example is when Mikal and Cam Johnson. He featured them and he was a third option. Why is he a third option behind Mikal and Cam Johnson? That's crazy.
Stay there. Why would they do that? Stay right there. Why would they do that?
Right.
No,
They
that's
hate
not
his
why.
guts.
That is not why.
They hate him with a passion.
No,
That, like the passion.
That is not why. Stay right there.
It's a deep
Stay
passion and
right there.
hate
Why
that
would
comes
they do
from
it?
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, and
Bro,
they
I can
hate
answer
him.
your question,
That's
bro.
why they did it.
I can answer your
That's
question,
cute.
bro. Bro, I
That's
can answer
cute.
your question. LM, it's because of the
Yo,
contract.
I can't.
It's because of the contract. It's because of the
No,
The
contract.
contracts.
no. You know why? Because the Twins were in the NBA Finals. Whoa, is that why they were ahead of Cam?
Bruh,
Hey,
no,
take a
because
shot
of
in
the
the dark
contract.
here.
It's because of the contract.
If we got the #1 pick in the draft, you think these niggas is giving Mikal and Cam Johnson the keys over the nigga we drafted? No, I don't think so. I don't think if there's anybody else on the team that was young at that point, I don't think they can switch to a third option. If Cam was who we thought he was, I would think they would be like, yo, Mikal and Cam Johnson, y'all gonna have to adjust the Cam. We got these niggas for you, Cam. Go do what you do.
Yo, if I was
I don't think it's
Cam,
a third option.
I would be in practices treating them fucking rookies like Jimmy Butler was treating niggas in fucking
Yo.
in the Timberwolves. You bitch ass niggas,
Yeah,
y'all
like the
niggas
second
trash.
string.
Watch this. Yeah, you bitch ass. Yeah.
Pay me.
He should. He should. I think he should. Treat the
Nah,
rookies
but
like that.
Jimmy
He
was
definitely should.
yeah, but Jimmy talking all that trash, but he beat like he would go against the starters with the rookies and win. Like Cam got to do some crazy stuff like that.
Right.
I'm
I
taking
think he's
Cam
been with the
over.
team long enough though, where he can do something like that. Like
Yeah, like girl, I'm gonna play with Yegor, Jimmy Drake. I don't want none of y'all on my team, bro. We finna cook y'all today. You know what I mean?
But the overall,
Thomas,
me
Ben
personally,
Surratt,
like over
gonna beat the whole
me,
team, man.
me personally, overall, to me, like to Jay's point, like I agree. I personally want Cam back. I'm not saying this shit in no terms of way of let him go. I would be sad if he left, but realistically, I'm looking at it at the terms of, yo, this front office and in terms of the market and the money that they can't give him as of now, we can't get him back on the money that he wants. Which if he got the 30 mil in another year, nigga, I'm not tripping. We got that 30 mil, let's rock. But realistically,
Look
in
at
this
JC.
CBA, if he can get the 14 mil, or actually, matter of fact, I agree with Jay. I think they can get to 20. Even if he got 20 mil, I bet we can run. We can run with that. We can work with that. I bet you get the 20 mil. Let's see what you can do for the next 2 years. You already locked up for this year and possibly next year. We can possibly offer you a bigger contract based on the play that you're giving, especially on a team where nigga you mostly getting most of the shots anyway. So you definitely gonna be able to develop your game in any way, shape, or the form. And if you on that contract, then we can give you more money. You can be the star that you want to be here. It's just right now we make it, and I think most of these moves are stupid. To Jay's point, but I think realistically, yo, we could. I feel like they should have signed the nigga and did all the other shit. Like I feel like if they was gonna give him the 14
Yeah.
mil or whatever, they could have did that shit first and then get the niggas like Haywood, Highsmith, and you know all these other dudes.
But you agree?
I think
You
that's what it should
disagreed
have
with me
been.
the whole time. But you said
Hold on,
everything
No, I was
said.
talking
Because
about the
I
market.
agree with you.
I
'Cause all
disagree
of
with
that,
you about the
look,
market. Like they
Pete,
was
look,
just paying him because
I
they
agree with
couldn't give him the
everything you
30
said.
mil.
If they can't give him 30 mil, you meet somewhere. Like you make 20 is cool. And then after that, we could renegotiate. And then if you don't want to be here still, I get it. But nah, stay here. We trying to keep you here. Like that's
right,
fucking courtesy, not just
right.
take what we could give you because that's all we could give you, and that's what you might as well just sign it because where else you gonna go, you bitch ass nigga? We own you, nigga, and we gonna
Exactly.
keep owning you after you do good too,
Mhm.
even because like no, fuck out of here.
Right.
Nah, I
That
think
was a
that's it. I
little
don't
over
think they
the, that
leave it
was a
there
little
like
over the
that,
top,
bro.
but okay. Okay.
They should be treating them way better than that. The Nets are notorious for not being serious about keeping the core, always trading players 2-3 years, 4
Right.
years max. The only player that got the longest tenure is Brook Lopez and what's his name? Albert King, I think. Not Albert King, but I forget his name offhand. The OG, the Buck Williams. Like besides those two players, those are the two players with the longest tenures on the Brooklyn on the Nets for the most part. After that, but besides that, they're notoriously known for just trading players away. Like now, this is the culture that me and Jay is telling y'all that we have to stop. Stop this shit. Stop this. Oh, just trade these places away. When Jared Jack was here, I love Jared Jack. I ain't want to trade Jared Jack. Wasn't talking about, yeah, we need to trade Jared Jack and all of this and that. He was putting on for the city.
Breezy,
And that's what I'm saying.
that nigga, that
This
team was ass, bro. Breezy, come on, bro. Jared Jack, that's who you didn't want to get rid of.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for the memory,
That
Breeze.
team was
Thanks for the
horrible, bro.
memory.
Them niggas wasn't winning shit. To be fair, I like
hold on.
all iterations of the
Hold on,
Brooklyn
I
Nets.
just want
It's just funny as hell to reminisce on.
hold on. Javon Ship said we traded KD for them, and that's why that happened. That's why Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson got those minutes because of the KD trade. They're like, yo, you better both of y'all got to be the production of KD. So yeah, you're right, Javon.
Yeah, they were
No.
just trying to prove that their wrong decision was right. But my thing is, I'm never that type of nigga. I like if I do something wrong and y'all tell me I'm wrong, as soon as I see that you can prove it to me that I was wrong, I'm getting on the right side immediately. I'm not going to keep trying to say, nah, but nah, hold on, no, but this is right. Let's keep proof. Like, if it's not working, it's not working. Let's move on to a right plan.
I feel like it's two sides to that shit comment though. Because even if you do make the trade, like yo, I want to prove that yo we made the right trade, cool. But if you had a nigga here who was already him, and you still make that trade, nigga, I'm not putting Mikal and Cam Johnson over the nigga we have here that's
That's
already
my
him
point.
and give him the keys.
That's
I'm
my
not
point.
doing that shit. Are
That's
you
my point.
crazy? I'm adding them to that nigga and letting them play to in the and be accustomed to that guy. I'm not making yo. You got the keys to the city. What you gonna do with it?
Cause
No.
look, LM, to your point right now, because that's what should have happened. And look who is borderline still here, and both of them two other guys ain't even here no more.
Yeah,
So
but
you put them in the front, and both of them is gone. You could have still been featuring him from jump, the
yes,
guy that's on the screen.
Let me
that's
just say this
true.
one thing
But
real quick. I know Breeze wants to wrap up soon, but listen, I hope this situation just gets resolved soon because having Cam on the team, like you say, Jay, makes a very tough season digestible. And if Cam can prove it for years straight that he has all these intangibles, it's going to make his situation better. I think that's what me, Element, Ice have been saying. At the end of the day, Cam has things he can't fight against. Take the 14 mil, prove it this
Yeah,
year, and then you can
see,
tell.
this is why I can't talk to you, because you keep
Why?
saying stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So I have to basically say Cam is so great and be a fool
No,
about it.
no, no.
No,
You
I
say
don't want to
you
be
say
like that, Jay.
you
Come
say you
on.
can't say shit like, oh, he has things he can't fight against. Yo, yes, you can fight. You can fight,
Against
and
what? You can't
that's
fight
why
against a market that
you
can't
have a
pay him.
you have an agent, and your agent is going to do their work,
He
and that's the
fired
point
his
of
agent.
that's the
Jay, he
point of
fired him.
so he's going to get a new agent that's going to work. But that's the point of negotiations. You just don't take whatever they give you. You negotiate. You find your points. They find their points. You come to a middle ground somewhere. You don't just take any deal that they offer you because they
Right.
offer you the deal, and you're happy they
So
offered you
16 and
something.
18. So would he be fine with 16 and 18? I think that's the best he's going to get, 16 and 18 mil, which I think he should take at that point. Anything more, and he's being foolish even more about this. Like, if they meet him there, is that fine? I'll be
So
cool with that.
So my thing is,
I'm cool with if he get 18 mil.
you just said if he take 18 mil, he's being foolish, and if he turns it down, he's being
No, if he
even
was
more.
asking for
You
more than
just
that,
said no. You
he was
said
asking for
he's
more than
being
that.
even more foolish. So that means that he was being foolish in the first point. But then
No, I
that
meant
means he
with the
should have
20
took
mil.
14 mil instead of making 4 mil
No,
extra.
if he
Like that
wanted
don't make
more
any
than
sense.
that, I meant, Jay. If
Yeah,
he
but
wanted
you
more
said
than
you
that.
still said even more foolish, implying that he was already being foolish.
Oh my god, this Cam fan crap's got to end, bro. I just can't, man.
I'm
It's like
just
a
no,
saying. I'm listening to the
migraine.
words that you're
no,
saying.
No,
no.
because oh man, hey, yo, Ice, please explain this because I'm just saying that I'd be happy if Cam comes back, but if Cam thinks he's above this team, I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan first, not a Cam Thomas fan second, and I'll leave it at
Yeah,
that. I want the team to succeed.
I'm a Brooklyn Nets fan too. And if Cam wants to leave, I understand why he would want to leave because of this bullshit. I'ma still be a Brooklyn Nets fan, and I'ma understand why he wants to leave because this is bullshit.
All
Like,
right.
what don't you understand?
Yeah, I'm with it.
Oh man.
I want Cam back because I do, like I said, I rather see him prove that he could be
Me
one of them
too.
other guys. You know what I mean? But Jay, to your point, Bridges coming here, right? I would have played. I thought they was gonna play Cam next to Bridges, and we would have been all right. And when they sat him down, it didn't seem right. But at the same time, when you look at how Bridges played, you can't really say they made a exactly wrong decision because Bridges was hooping like shit. You know what I'm saying? After they
No,
sat
he
Cam
wasn't.
down, you know what I mean? He was.
He
Bridges
was, but
was,
it wasn't equating the wins neither.
bro.
I
But
mean, Kyrie and KD already did the work at that time for
Right.
niggas
It wasn't
to
equating
be
to
crazy.
wins
but
for
I'm
real. Like
saying,
it was empty numbers.
but I'm
But Jay,
saying,
we
like,
not
It
gonna
was
act like that.
bullshit.
That's true. We not gonna act like
Like
that
people
run
was
though.
hype
Niggas
off
was
it for
hype,
no
wasn't hype
reason.
on that shit.
Yeah, not
nah.
people was hype over it. It was like insanity. Like, and it
I'm
wasn't
just
even
saying,
that much.
but
It wasn't even
that's
to
my
that point. It was just a fugazi. It was just
nah. You can't say it because they was like, bro, from what people thought to what was shown, was a different side of Bridges, right? When it like, oh shit, like this dude really hooping right now.
No,
You know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
it's
Like
the opposite. It was what people saw, and then they saw a little bit more of what they saw, and was like, "Oh, it's really him." But he couldn't keep that shit up, and niggas
I'm
didn't
just
know
saying,
that.
right. But at that time, what I'm saying is right from what we thought to what they did, and they might have thought was right at the time. Bridges showed like he could do more than what people thought at that
Right?
time. So they probably thought they made the right decision by doing that. That's what
They
I'm saying.
did. No, they did. You're right about that. They did, but they was wrong. They thought they was right. They saw a little small sample size and said, "Oh yeah, we might really got something, but we don't."
Yo,
Right.
Josh, you're funny, bro.
Like we don't got it.
I'm throwing in the garbage. Throwing in.
Yeah, no, but I think, like I said, I'm gonna stay right where I'm at. Josh got
That's why
offered
I don't.
20.
That's why y'all so hyped for a tanking season this year. Y'all seen what they did with the draft this year. What you think they're gonna do with it next year? Y'all think they're
No.
gonna do something
Jay,
better?
all we can hope is that Mark's contract don't get renewed next year. That's all we can hope for at this point. Like we all agree, this organization
No,
doesn't know
we
what they're
can't
doing.
hope for that because I keep telling y'all. I don't know if y'all know what the governor of a team is, but if you're the governor of the team, you're not losing your job. The only thing you're doing is getting a fucking promotion, maybe.
Yeah,
You know what's so abysmal about Sean Marks? He got
It's like
two. He
if
got two.
you
Okay.
your own supervisor, you gonna fire yourself? Like,
No, you know what's so abysmal about Sean Marks? He got 2 rings with the Spurs, but he didn't play a pivotal role in either of those 2 rings, and that's why he got promoted to a GM. That's
no.
horrible, man.
I think it was last year, was saying that he was supposed, like Jay saying, he was supposed to move up and somebody was supposed to replace him as GM. He's not getting fired anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Fire is not in his
it don't seem like
vocabulary.
an option at
They're
this
making
point.
a draft scout. They're making a
Definitely not.
draft scout or something.
That's a demotion. He's not gonna get a demotion. Like if anything, he's gonna get some sort of promotion, and they'll find somebody to run it for him or whatever. But he's still probably gonna have all the control.
He shouldn't.
Hold on,
He
y'all.
shouldn't.
Hold on, I want to show y'all something. Starting 5 projected for the Nets: Diego DeMin, Cam Thomas, Terrence Mann at the 3, Michael Porter Jr. at the 4, and Nick Claxton at the 5. How y'all feel about that?
Man, take man out that lineup, bro. I'm putting Zaire there.
See,
I'm
but
putting
look, that's
Zaire. I'm putting
see,
Zaire at the 3.
I fucking feel you, LM. But see, they not gonna do that because they just did that to get Travis Mann, so they're gonna value him over. And I feel like we should value the dudes on the team because Zaire did put some shit, and I feel like Zaire could contribute to that lineup. But they're not gonna do that because they just traded for this dude and all this bullshit.
I agree with that. Like I said earlier, I don't want these veteran niggas getting played over the young guys. Like let these niggas ball out. Let them. I mean, I'm obviously some of them is going to the G League. We can't fight that. But let the guys who are here, which is probably going to be, I think, Diego and Nolan. If they bring Drake Howell back, let them ball out over Terrence Mann and these other dudes that y'all putting on the
Haywood
team, bro.
Highsmith or whatever.
Because Terrence, if Terrence have any value, you got to move him. You know what I'm saying? So he's got to play.
Not true. He got to build his value up if you want
Yeah,
to trade him. I get it. Yeah.
he's got to play if anything. You know what I mean? I don't know. They, like I said, his contract. They might keep him because they fall in love with guys, and then you know what I'm saying, resign him for something lower because his value is going to drop down. Of course, you know what I'm saying. He's not going to get a bigger contract than what he had before. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be lower, but he's got to play. But yeah, to your point, them young dudes, Diego and Trey, I think those two will be playing first before any other young guys.
Yeah, I think Diego and Nolan is going to get more minutes. The other 3 might go to the Long Island.
They got to get this roster situation done soon. We are less than 30 days away from media day. This is just getting messy by the minute. The more we talk about it, I really hope they wake up because this is bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
I'm surprised it's taking this long. Regardless, I already knew the problems was going to be with Cam Thomas being signed, but I didn't think it was going to be this long.
This is the
I thought
Sean
this shit would
Marks
have been solved
Express.
by late July.
This is the
at
Sean
best.
LM. This is Sean Marks Express. I knew he was going to botch up this Cam Thomas stuff. I just knew it. Everybody's like, "Oh, Sean Marks turned over a new leaf." Has he? Like, come on, he just does not know how to lead a rebuild, a championship team, or even a decent team. Like the ownership has to change eventually.
I am on the side of pay Cam, but to Jay's point, if he can, I don't really want him on another team. But if there is another team where, even if they view him as a six man, if he can go there and ball out and just do what he do, I'll be fine with that. Because at the end of the day, I think he deserves to be in a situation, especially because it's worse. Because it seems they're trying to tank again.
Yo,
So it like
not
he even if
not
he
to bring
stay
up
here,
his
it's
bad
like
luck. Not to bring up no bad luck, but in my head, when I seen Michael Porter Jr. and fucking Trey Young all canoodling all together, I know the Nets were fucking salivating at that thought. And if Cam go to Atlanta somehow and just start balling out in Atlanta and be the Atlanta guy, niggas gonna be tight.
Cam for Trey Young. Whoa.
I ain't gonna lie. I want Cam most of the times. I ain't
It
gonna lie.
would
That nigga
probably be for
Cam.
Trey Young and Claxton. I mean,
Yeah,
for Cam and
Oh,
Claxton for Trey Young.
that's interesting. Yo,
Trey
Jay
Young
might
would
just
be
create a new trade
interesting.
idea. That's very interesting. We
Now,
got to do a show on that.
let's say if Trey Young was the price and they did like I don't even know how this would be possible, but let's say they did
And
Cam
I
and
hope this
Claxton
ain't true,
for
but I was
Trey
just
Young.
thinking. I hope it ain't true. But I
It
was just
Would it
probably
be
thinking.
does.
would it be an uproar if we did that? Like Trey Young in the team, but we gotta let go of Cam Thomas and
Because you know
Claxton
how
or whatever
Trey
it may be.
already hate the Knicks. You know what I mean? But he liked New York, but he hate the Knicks. And he
Only
all
thing I
buddy
feel that would
buddy
be a
with this
problem
guy.
for is Jago, because I mean Jago's never getting that point guard spot. Like
Yeah, but
he
they
would
already want
probably
to
have
make
to
him a
be a
wing, though.
backup.
They already
They
want to
probably
make him
make
a
him a
wing,
wing,
though,
yeah.
so that could probably work. And we do have taller players now on this team, so theoretically, Trey could fit on this team potentially.
Oh, so you're
Yeah.
saying that they can make up the defense for Trey Young, but they
Yes.
can't make up the defense for Cam Thomas.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen, Cam is not playing the point guard. At the end of the day, Cam is not a point guard. That's the difference when you Trey.
They
Okay.
could, but I think they could.
No,
Like
because
the
Cam,
Zaire,
because yo, Trey Young is gonna get 10 assists a game. He is that type of guy.
yeah, fact.
Right.
they could make the
But
defense up for Cam too, though. That's why I
I,
said I want Zaire starting because if you
I don't.
put Zaire
I,
in the lineup, that's more defense to me in terms of just being able to help Cam out a little.
I don't. I don't think. I don't think Trey Young is a Jordy guy. He might be a
A
Sean Marks
Marks guy.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
right, right.
I don't think he a Jordy guy. He don't. You know what I
You know,
mean?
Marks just like big names, so he
Yeah,
don't care. He
yeah.
like names.
And
Right.
I'm saying this from the perspective of the front office because they don't think that nigga has done anything for the organization. But me personally, I ain't gonna hold you, nigga. Cam probably be one of the main reasons why I even fucking turn on to watch this team.
Exactly.
Like,
Oh,
and
Cam
the
did a
fact
lot
that
for the organization to me.
right, and a lot of Nets fans feel that way. Yo, the team is ass, but niggas be tuning in for Cam. That is facts. So if this is a guy that you can have back who only 23, I want him to get his bread. But if he can come here, like if they can get to an agreement around like 19 mil, 18 mil, I'm cool with that. But I do want to see him back. I think he can grow into it. He's like I said, like me and Ice said, he's a borderline star. Like
Yeah.
he's one of
I
those
say
few inches away from being an all-star, in my opinion. But I
18 to
just feel like they gotta
22
give
mil
him the
gets the
chance.
job done. 18 to 22 gets it done.
Nah, I say 20. Yeah, I told you I say 20 because Josh and Kaminga got offered 20. So to me, like they
Okay, that's
ain't
right in the
signing
middle. That's
it.
exactly the same place.
Yeah, they ain't sign it, but I think they should be able to offer him at least that much because them two got offered that already. You know what I mean? So negotiation should be somewhere right there. I don't think they can go for 20.
Did
You know what I mean?
Kaminga decline like a 4 year 80 mil
Because
something around
I
that
think
deal?
Kaminga
no, it
just don't
was
want to play
2 year
there.
45 mil. I think it was
He don't want
something
to
like
play there
that.
for sure because he's not going to get no time. There's no, you know what I'm saying? No point for him signing. He's not getting no time at all
Well,
over there.
Kaminga I get because Kaminga with Steve Kerr, that is some weird shit with that. But Cam is gonna get playing time under Horton.
Right.
That's the
But
thing.
Is he?
Like that's not.
You sure?
Yeah,
Yeah, Cam.
Bro, he's getting playing time over with Jordy.
The thing with what Jordy is trying to do with Cam is the way that I don't think people understand how they really try and play. Michael Porter, and they talk about creation, but his creation is one dribble, two dribbles, and Jordy said the same thing about Cam. The less he dribble, the more accurate he is, or I forget the name.
Efficient. He's gonna be more efficient.
Right. You like 1 or 2 dribbles, he scored a ball at a high percentage. And when he take, basically when the whole team don't set no screen and picks for him, and he got to score ISO.
Before he got injured, it was working though. But y'all remember when Schroeder and Cam Thomas at one point was damn near the top backcourt in the damn dude? It was working. What he said was working. He was averaging 30 on good ass efficiency.
Right.
So it wasn't like what he was saying wasn't working.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all, I don't like the narrative saying that he can't play point. No, we had Schroeder, and Schroeder was playing great. No reason. It was no reason to take Schroeder off of the point.
I don't feel like we should be trying to make Cam into a point. I don't think we should be making Cam into a point.
Hold on, wait. Ellen, my fault, not to cut you off. They wanted to sabotage. They wanted to tank, aka sabotage Cam Thomas. Prove it, yeah. Like I said at the beginning of last year. Cause look, hold on. Y'all don't remember that though? When I said at the beginning of last year, when I was like, "Yo, if anything happens good on this team, like if it start going good, they're going to trade somebody to make it worse, and that in turn is going to sabotage Cam Thomas trade negotiations at the end of the year."
We traded Dennis Schroeder for nothing, man. We traded for Reese Beekman.
Them niggas should even been on the team to start the season.
Because the only reason why I was saying that before, because y'all was saying how bad the team was going to be, and I was like, nah, they're not even going to be that bad. They're going to start doing good. I think they're going to be better than what y'all say, that 19 wins or whatever, because we got this, we got that, and then it started happening at the beginning of the year, and they said, nah, we got to get Schroeder out of here.
That wasn't supposed to happen, though. That's the thing.
And Breeze, the reason he can't run point, right? He's not a point guard. He's not good at running point. But like I said, I'm saying, if you see the way he's trying to coach and get players that can switch positions, multiple players, and to go different positions, pause. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was looking to see if Cam could do. That's the same reason he did that with Tyrese Martin, to see if he can do something else other than spot up in the corner and shoot threes. You know what I mean? Like, what else do you got to offer? And when Cam run it, it wasn't working that well. So I'm saying we all know he's a definite 2 guard. But you know what I'm saying? To put it back on the table, can he run point? That way you have a score at the point. You can bring somebody else in on it at the 2. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you need, I
don't even want him at the point though.
Right.
I don't want him playing the point. Like, to me, that's why I'm glad we got Yago in it. Right. Like, if he a scorer, get niggas around him that can elevate that side of him being a scorer. I don't want to see Cam try to be fucking Ben Simmons and try to initiate the
that's what I was about to ask you. Ellen, you don't think Cam Thomas on, like, even though Yago would be the point guard, since Yago is it seems like he's such a good catch and shoot shooter you don't think Cam could bring up the ball sometime and then pass it to him? Because they're gonna double Cam. He's one of the most doubled players in the league for a reason. And y'all can say it's because he's not going to pass, but it's because they know he's a motherfucking bucket. And if they
Jay, I agree. So I think
he could bring up the ball sometimes. He could bring up the ball.
I just don't want him initiating the offense. Like, yo, let me try to find niggas and set up the offense. I don't want him doing that. But yeah, should bring the ball up sometimes and give it to the point guard.
Nah, to Jay's point, that's what he should do. That's why they say if he could do it. Because to Jay's point, if Cam is bringing up the ball and he's creating a double team, he's causing a double team, and he has to find somewhere, that starts the ball movement for the team every time. You know what I'm saying? If he can't do that, and you got Yago bringing it up, and he's not causing a double team, then everyone's sitting still. You know what I'm saying? He has to find pick and roll or come set the screen for me so I can, you know what I'm saying, create like that. But if Cam does that, that creates a different dynamic to the team, and that's why he kept doing that. You know what I mean?
And we got a point guard that's willing to shoot too. So if you're talking about
Yeah,
Cam
but
Thomas pressing the ball
Yeah,
out, Yegor is a willing catch and shoot guy.
that's what I'm
That's the way
saying. I
he can
think that
get his
could
shot off.
work. He could run points sometimes
he
or
can't.
be like a point guard sometimes, but it don't like y'all keep saying it's all positionless basketball. It's just about creating situations for the defense that's bad for them. And that's it.
Yeah, but Cam did way better as a scoring guard last year. Like you saw the efficiency. I think that's the biggest thing that Jordy wanted Cam to be is more efficient, not dribble the ball too much, not take over when you shouldn't have to when you have teammates around you. Like I think him being the scoring guard made his playmaking better. And so what Ice is saying, Cam primarily can't run an offense because his first intention will always be to score. Whereas you have playmakers like Yegor and Nolan, they know how to find and set people up. So for Cam Thomas, if you want to see him maximize his full game, it's better being a scoring guard than a point guard because being a point guard, you have too many decisions to make. And for Cam, he didn't handle that well. Being a scoring guard, he looked a lot better and a lot more
Nah,
quicker on the defensive end a little bit more.
toward the end of the season, he was facilitating a lot more. He had a 10 assist game. He was having a
Mhm.
couple 6 assist games. But that was towards the end of the season, and like you said, he was hurt and stuff like that.
Right,
But
but
y'all
that's what
can't
we
take away
saying,
from
Jay.
what his
Like,
potential is. Forget what you saw, but as the player he is, I feel like I know he can improve from there already, and especially with some consistency.
I think being a
I'm
point guard
with
helps
you
you
on that. I think
defensively.
he can. I think he can improve. I just, for me, like the whole conversation we was having last year. Yo, let Cam play the point guard. I wasn't with it. Just cause to John's point, he operates best as a two guard, and I
Right.
think like Priest was saying on here. I think Priest said it last season or a couple of pods. Like, yo, we let's stop trying to make him into a point guard and just get niggas around him that can elevate his scoring prowess, aka Yegor, aka Ben, aka just guys that can see the Nolan, that can see the floor and just get him in the spots where he can be more efficient. If he get 5 or 6 assists in the game, that's beautiful. But at the end of the day, we just trying to get him to just be who he is and not somebody he's
Right.
not. And we
Okay, but
got
look at
guys here
this.
that can, you know what I'm
I don't want to
saying?
hear that two dribble shit neither, because some of his game is you got to get saucy sometimes. You can't just always be doing two dribble pull ups, man. And I feel
But
you.
that,
That's what they want to do. I feel you, but I don't think that's what maximizes his game. And
does.
sometimes he got to get
I mean,
saucy and get in
Kobe used
rhythm.
to do.
Like
What you mean? Kobe
no.
used to do the two dribbles too.
Yeah,
True, but
hey man.
sometimes you got to get in rhythm and you got to break a defense down to get in rhythm, and you can't break a defense down for real
No,
in
we're
two
not saying
dribbles.
he got to
Like
do that
you gotta,
every
that's what
time,
Jordy be
but
talking about. Like
Yeah,
no,
Jordy
I don't
wants
think.
to,
I don't
like
think he's
Jordy be
saying he got
wanting
to
to
do
play
that every time
robotic
though.
European basketball and
nah,
not.
Majority like explain like yeah, what you saying is right, but that's only a certain situation where it's ball movement. You know what I'm saying? You can't get anything going, and you send the ball to Cam
Right.
and let
If
him
you
do that.
have
But
to break him down,
yeah, but
then you can do that.
majority of the time over there, yeah, they if they can't get past you with one or two dribbles, they swinging the ball, and that's how you want to play. That's how you create ball movement. That's what
Hmm.
Diego was
Yeah,
best at over there. If he would play off ball, and once they swung it to him, he take a jab step and drive value, and that's all it took. You know what I'm saying? One dribble, two dribbles, he's damn near at the rim layup, or he's
Like
swinging it.
niggas is not
oh,
getting the
what was
catch and
Leaf
shoot
saying
and
up
then
here
going into an
before?
ISO.
Who was Leaf
Like,
asking for? He was like, "Yo, who you want on this team? Allen Iverson or somebody else?" Like I forgot what he was saying, but I want Allen Iverson, man. I want to see some of that saucy shit. Get the crowd hyped up. Your small guard getting shit popping like that. I do want to see that shit. And Breeze never wanted to answer the question for real because he wasn't trying to compare Cam to Allen Iverson, obviously.
no, but
But
Jay,
my
here's the
answer to
thing.
the
Those
question was,
guys,
I want the Iverson prototype.
the guys that do that though, they do it efficiently, and I think that's Horty's point.
But
Like, we
can
not
be
saying
efficient too, low key.
he do, but he does. But
Like
at certain times,
he be
he
coming
can
off the
be
bench.
inefficient with just
Yeah,
jacking up too many
yeah. No,
shots.
that's a fact. That's a
We
fact.
just don't want him doing that. Nigga,
That's a
go out
fact.
and ISO. Do what you gotta do. We just
But
don't
you
want you
can't
doing
say a
that
nigga
all the
not
time and to
efficient
where
when he come off the bench scoring 30 points off the bench. Like it be 30 points in fucking 20 minutes or some shit. Like
I don't
that's
think so.
efficient.
I put it like this, right? I don't think to me, I don't think Jordy got a problem with Cam isoing. I think his point is, I don't want you getting 30 on 29% from the field.
Right,
Right.
I don't want
right,
you
right.
doing
No,
that.
I respect.
Just get
I
if you get your
understand that.
30, do it on 50%. Do it on 51%. Do it on 55% if you even have to. But
Right,
get your 30. But I just want you to get it to where it's
the right way.
50% from the field, four for 5 from the 3-point line. Get it like that. Don't just jack up shots and ISO because I know you can do it. But I want you to be efficient because that helps the team. But I don't
Yeah,
want him.
but
I don't think he's pigeonholing him into just take 2 dribbles.
but
Like
just
do
like you
what you
said,
do, but
4
just
for
do it.
5 from the 3, right? If I
Yeah.
know I'm not feeling it from 3 right now, I don't want to shoot the 3. I want to shoot a midi, but you're making me shoot the midi, and now I'm cold. I'm shooting the 3 and missing them because you're making me shoot them. But if I was able to break shit down, get to my midi or get to the lane and get a fucking and one, then I'd be able to get hot so I can shoot the 3s you want me to fucking shoot.
Right, yo, hold on.
So you know what Cam should
Hold on.
do
Brooklyn
then?
11.
If
Let me
he's
ask you
seeing
this.
that on the court, go to
Right, hold on.
Horty
Brooklyn
and be
11.
like, "Yo, I'm seeing
Brooklyn,
something on the court you not seeing."
Brooklyn 11. I just want to add to that because that's what I was saying as well. That we gotta stop playing outside in, like playing behind the 3. I mean, outside of the 3-point line first, and then looking to go inside second. And it's like 60, 40, 65, 35, maybe even 70, 30 behind our offense is more behind the 3-point line. Now, recently, you see Steve Hetzel talking about, oh, we got to touch the paint. Yeah, we know you got to touch the paint. Y'all should have been listening to Big Fan Breezy a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Case in point is inside out is always been the way to win for the most part. Even guards like Shea and Ant-Man, they got the midi. They get into the basket. They get into the rim. They not, even though they're guards, don't mean they even starting outside in. Jordy Fernandez was doing that. Jock Vaughn was doing that. Steve Nash was doing that. That shit don't work for every team, bro. It worked
Nah,
for the
Breezy Cam was taking mid ranges this
Golden
year
State
though.
Warriors and the Celtics. It don't work for every team, bro.
But Cam is the only player on the team I think that takes mid ranges. If I'm not a lot of the before he got injured, most of his buckets was in the mid range. I remember when he hit the mid range in what is it? Against Iguodala. He did it in that game where he tied it up against Denver. That was the mid range. Like he operates in the mid range. I don't think they're switching up his game necessarily. They just
No.
want him to be more efficient at what he's doing. Like don't
Cam
just jack up shot. Yeah, Cam Thomas. If Cam Thomas take a mid range, niggas is not on here. Horty not complaining about that shit. In my opinion, I don't think he's complaining. Especially if it's a shot that he
Well,
can get to
if y'all
that
sitting,
is wide
hold
open.
up, I'm gonna tell y'all. I keep trying to compare this shit to work all the time, like your regular job. If they got a goal of shooting 50 3-pointers a night and it's on the board every game, and they don't hit that 50 mark and they lose or it's not going, they are going back and analyzing the footage and saying, you see where you shot this mid-range right here?
Yeah.
This could have been a 3. If you'd have swung the ball right there, that could have been another 3 to add to this 50 right here. And then that would have made us win because the algorithm says if we shoot 50, we're gonna win. Like that's what
So
they
Jay,
doing,
let me
bro.
put it like Jay, let me put
That's
this,
not
let me put it
coaching,
like
bro.
this though,
That's
right?
watching
If you because I've been with people like this at my job.
And it's
Niggas
like you
who
can keep
are
going against what they saying, but and look, my fault not to cut you off, but you can keep going against what they saying. But if your shit don't work every time, then they gonna be on your fucking head.
so let me put it like this, right? Because I've worked with these kind of people in my job. Even if I was the new guy, right? Like let's say that is true, but there's somebody at that job where them niggas don't mind him doing that because they know he's the only one that can do that. Like these other niggas got to shoot the threes. Let them do that. Cool. We don't necessarily care what you do because we know what you're capable of, and we know that whatever you do is going to lead to wins regardless. They have those guys that job that are the quote unquote, I call them the special ones, the niggas that are just the guys that walk in the office. Everybody know, yo, you heard him? Like he the main guy on campus. Like he the nigga that
But
he
they
can
don't
do whatever
believe in
he
Cam
wants.
like that because they'd have paid him if they did.
True. But I mean,
But you're right
I
about
just
there
think
is that type of guy.
yeah,
But
there's
that
always
guy
that
was
type of guy
Mikal.
at the workplace. You know what I'm saying? But I think whatever Cam, regardless if he take threes or mid ranges, I think his game overall, it won't matter to him. Like if he take a mid range, I don't think niggas gonna be in there. Why the fuck you took that mid range, nigga? Like I don't think they're gonna be sitting here doing some shit like that.
Nah,
Like if you, especially if you wide open.
nah.
Like
What it is if you have an open three, he wants you to shoot the three. You know what I mean? For Cam, he is like the only one that really now MPJ. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Mann sometimes, but I don't know if he wants Terrence to shoot middies. But MPJ and Cam is the only two for real that you can count on to shoot a midi at this. You know what I'm saying? That's on this roster right now, like consistently at a high level. So I think it's when they choose to be open and step in and take the two, I think that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Not creating to get to the two. You know what I'm saying? But if you open and you drive to the lane and not take the three, I think that's the problem. You know
And
what I'm
yeah, I
saying?
agree.
if you
I
play
agree with
ball,
that.
I feel like sometimes you could feel the shot, right? And if you get the ball a certain way, if they pass it to you, you might bobble the ball and they pass to you. You might not want to take that shot. And you see the closeout coming. You know you could drive forward because they're coming towards you, and you could create a mismatch on defense right there and get to a midi or get to a layup easier than just taking the three. So it's like it's situational, and they want to stick like you. The coach wants you to stick the X's and O's, but you know your ability, and you know like you got to get to your shit to make shit good for the team.
Yeah.
But also, if Cam is hot from the midi, and we seen is like guys who is hot from the midi. Like if you hot from the midi, like you on fire. Like you just score 4 consecutive buckets from a row. I
Then you
don't
shoot
think
the
niggas is
three.
just going back. Yeah, I
Then you
agree.
shoot
But
the three.
also, I agree with that too. But also, I think if you hop from the midi, nigga, keep going to your spots. They can't stop you there. If you just go and hop from the midi, uh, keep going to that spot. And if you want to shoot the three, go ahead and shoot the three. I think it works either way. But if Cam to me seems like the player where he not necessarily gonna just go shoot a three, even if he is hopping the mid range, he gonna keep going to the mid range because that's where he's hot at, and nobody can guard him from there. And I'm
Nah,
gonna
he
get
like
to
a
this
good
mid
heat
range
check
spot.
though. He like a good
He
heat
does.
check. Like
He
when he
does.
hot, when he doing his shit, he love a good logo three just to see. Like
Yeah, that's
you
true.
good
That is definitely true.
there?
Sometimes he make it too.
That's
Sometimes
what
he
I'm
don't.
saying.
But he sometimes
That's
make it too.
that's why I love that nigga, bro.
So
No,
I mean, that on the team is a priority. Like, even despite the contract shit, they making us worry about it because
He
nowadays
got the
this money shit is
cojones.
tied into the contracts and niggas not being on their favorite players, not being on their favorite teams. But overall, nigga, Cam was that last season and the season before that. Nigga, Cam was the main attraction, main reason I went to Yes Network. I wanted to see that nigga play. So I mean. I'm with totally giving him back. If we can make him a net for
Yeah.
his career, I'm with it. Like
Listen,
keep that nigga a net as long as possible.
listen. This is the furthest Jay's point because I heard this. Mello said this. Just hear this and then I'll reply.
First preseason game. Let me find the rhythm. I get it, shot fake, 1-2 dribble, pull up, bang. They like, no. It's a clip of me laughing, running back down the court, like, yo, my bad. And I caught myself. And this is where like ego comes into play because I'm like, you want me to take away everything that I built my career off of. This is why people know me. This is why people would want me on a team, especially with this team. This is what is missing. You missing a post-up guy, somebody who can draw double teams. You missing somebody who can score 4 or 5 different levels. So for me to come back and practice that week, they put something on the board that says shots per game, what we should score on fast breaks per game, what we should score on free throws per game. Mid-range, 12 or less. They break down the mid-range. Who gets to shoot mid-range? CP and me is the only one who do mid-range on that team. Yeah, I'm thinking, all right, cool. You gonna say CP, you got 6. Melo, you got 6. Nah, we want CP shooting majority because he's really effective and efficient. I say, duh. What's up with me? Melo, we gonna throw you 1 or 2 down there. Throw me what? Talking about ego now. I had to really check my ego. I didn't argue it. I accepted it. They told me I was coming off the bench the day of the game. You brought me here to win a championship for what I bring to the table. And then you tell me, don't bring what you bring to the table. We want to win a championship with how we see you. Now, I can do what you want me to do. I'm not going to be as effective with that, though. And I can't come out the gate and shoot 10 to 13 threes a game without me getting to my bread and butter. So think about the mental aspect of that.
See? Yo, and I never seen that clip. I never seen this clip before. But Melo got the same exact birthday as me, so I understand shit. Like I understand that from his perspective,
that's in his
without even
heart.
seeing it. Yeah, without even seeing it. Like, but I just said that same shit to y'all because I play ball sometimes. Like, it's not like I'm Melo. I'm not a professional player, but I just know sometimes, like, if my game ain't all 3-pointers, I gotta get into my shit to be able to shoot the three how you want me to shoot it. So
right. And but he said they didn't, and it's funny too, because he said they didn't want him to do it because they wanted somebody that was efficient at it. And it's just funny because the nigga is one of the best mid-range niggas. He's one of the best mid-range players in the league.
And you heard the part he said he made the shot and niggas is screaming, no! Like, what the fuck?
But my thing is that if Cam Thomas is efficient at the mid-range, I hope these, I think he's the best player in the mid-range. But I just don't want him to. I just don't want them to put that against him. Like, why are you taking mid-ranges?
Yeah, but that's the point. That's why I played the content to show you that there's no logic to having Melo and CP3 and only asking them for 12 mid ranges. I'm giving them 15 to 20. You know what I'm saying? Y'all divvy up 15 to 17 mid ranges between the both of y'all. Like CP3 and Melo, that's where they most effective. And no, I think they were wrong for that. That's Chat GPT coaching. That's analytics coaching. Realistically, if you're a coach, the eye test should show you that they should have been having 21, not 12, but 21 mid-range shots.
But look, Breezy, he also said, like, yo, he had to check his ego because he was like, nah, what the fuck you mean? But at the same time, I understand where y'all coming from. But I still feel like it's two sides of the same coin.
And he checked his ego, saying, but did it work?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the point. Like, all right, I'll adjust to the game. I'll adjust to nigga. I'm not the type of player to shoot 10 threes per game. I'll adjust, but at the same time, it's like, why would I not want the guy that's elite at the mid range to not take mid ranges? Like that shit to me makes
they only
no
did
sense
that
whatsoever.
because they didn't want Melo to be star Melo when he's doing that. They didn't want him to get back into, you know what I'm saying? Taking shit away from we gonna give you these shots and you got these, you know what I mean? You can do this for us. This is what we want you to do for us. We don't want you to be Melo. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we want.
But look, but what's worse about it is, and I include Cam Thomas in this because he has the mid range too, is that the mid range gives the 3-point shooters more space to shoot the ball and less it takes away from the defense having a contested shot. You know what I'm saying? And space for a shooter to see the ball, to see the rim, because you got to remember, they jumping in the sky. They professional jump shooters. They jumping in the sky. There's spot up shooters where they don't really leave their feet. And then there's jump shooters. Those jump shooters, bro, and if there's no face, no jump shooters and spot up shooters. Spot up shooters, they don't really jump. They just kind of like,
yes, they do.
And not really.
A spot up shooter is a guy that's just standing in the spot, and when you hit him, he gonna hit that. He gonna hit the shot.
Yeah, they ain't too many flat-footed guys. When you stay flat-footed,
ain't nobody staying on the ground and not shooting, not like jumping.
To me, Brook Lopez, he's a spot up shooter. Like he's not leaving his feet a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like Cam Thomas is a jump shooter. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna jump.
I see what you're saying, but that's just because Brook Lopez tall as hell and he close to the rim usually, so he ain't got to jump that high to shoot. But he's still a jump shooter when he outside the rim. Like if he's shooting a 3-pointer, he's still going to usually jump.
Yeah, majority of the league is jump shooters. Majority of the league is jumping, bro.
Because when they say spot up shooter, I'm feeling like they mean more like a nigga who's standing in the spot. You passing the ball, he not gonna make any movements. He
No,
not
it is
making any
that.
movements. He just gonna shoot from there.
Yeah, it is that. But more of my point
Oh,
was,
okay, all right.
yeah, no, you're right. But more of my point was the mid range opens up the easier 3-point shot for your teammate.
Right.
If you know what I
That's
mean,
a fact.
and that's more of my point. You know what I'm saying? More of that
Shit,
because
the layup opens
basically
up the fucking 3-pointer. You gotta pause.
that too.
You gotta attract the defense closer to the rim. So 3-point shooters to be close open. Like it's simple mathematics, but they just want to run down the court, shoot three, run, shoot. Like, you don't hear these niggas with this 3-second offense shit or 2-second offense, whatever they said.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
are y'all
Like,
serious?
come on, 2 seconds is ridiculous. What are they, Harlem Globetrotters?
yeah, nah,
Like,
they
it's
just
just
they just
no.
playing on the ball movement, man. It takes longer than that. They just
How
trying
can
to
you ever get saucy with 2 seconds? Ever? Like, there's no sauce.
lob
Right.
threat every time. Come
And
down
No
that's why I was calling it
season,
robotic ice. Like they just want this robotic style of play. Like
everything is European style of play.
Yeah,
Like
but
why? Like
go
stop.
ahead, bro. Nah, but that's just ball movements talk. Because when you watch them, like I said, like watching Luca and them guys, they get over there a lot. Believe it or not, they got a lot of post game, and they go through the center a lot on that
Yeah,
team. And they
that's a
do
fact.
they move the ball, but they got some, you know what I'm saying, isolation. But their isolation is 1 to 3 dribbles. You know what I'm saying? They're not dribbling the air out of the ball. They getting where they got to go quickly and spacing is tight. So you know what I'm saying? That's the type of style they want. They don't want like 4 or 5 dribbles unless you really got like Cam gotta really put somebody in the, you know what I'm saying, in the bag,
And the
open up the
window.
bag on somebody, and then you know what I'm
Right.
saying? But they trying to get you. If you don't gotta move off your first, second dribble, like you gotta swing the ball. That's how they trying to play. You know what I mean? But they're not gonna give it to Clax in the post. They definitely and Dayron. That's one thing I do hate about this 3-point shooting, because I keep mentioning Dayron and Clax would be open and they'd take the ball to the top of the 3-point line again. I'd be like, bro, what is y'all doing? Like, that's an easy dunk, easy layup. You know what I'm saying? And they'd swing the ball around again and start the offense all over. Like, for what?
Yo, I
You know what
told
I'm
you,
saying?
Clax told me that's what they told him to do. Stand at the top, pass the ball to the next nigga. I mean, that's his thing. That's what they want. They want a center that could do that.
Yeah, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. I don't like that
But
shit.
again, see, it's one thing to hear it from a fan. It's another thing to hear the same thing from a player, that an ex-player at that, and knows the ins and outs. And again, we would have never knew that if Carmelo had no podcast. There would be no validity to what Jay said, but that's clear validity. You know what I mean?
It's crazy that he said that same shit in the clip. And I was just saying that shit, like, because it's probably what they be telling these niggas to do. It's a job. Just like
Yeah.
any other job, you got quotas, you got, like cops. Like, they may not want to give a nigga a ticket, but they got to write 30 tickets that month. And you there, and he want to let you go, but it's like, it's the 29th. Damn. Like,
Nah, but that happened, yo. My dude T Mac, when he came back from, I think he played overseas in China after his little back problems. He came back. He was on the Spurs championship roster, and he told a story where he said, all right, somebody got hurt, and he like first when he got to the team, like, all right, T Mac, you're my guy. I'm gonna run with the guys I got, and I got you, but most likely you won't play. He like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, me, T Mac won't play, and I think they had lost that either it was in a championship game series and they lost it, and they never played T Mac. He was just on the bench on the Spurs at that, and they never played him, bro. Imagine being T Mac sitting on your bench and you don't go to him at all, bro. And you needed them and you don't use them. That's how the NBA coaches be doing sometimes in the organization. Like, you got this dude, but you won't use him to what he's good at times. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I ain't never gonna believe in that, man. And
that's
then,
crazy.
or at the end of the day, because like sometimes it's loyalty or something. Maybe they just believe in their guy and they going with their guy. That's why. And you could say that's loyalty, but to a fault, because I disagree with you. You shouldn't have did that. And like in the moment you could say, yeah, I was believing in my God. That's what I thought was right. But I'm gonna tell you, you was wrong.
No, facts. Coaches get a lot of things wrong. Organizations do a lot of things wrong too. You know what I mean? And it be sad sometimes because I'll be watching the TV and be like, how the hell y'all get paid this money and can't get this right, bro? Like I'm sitting at home, like, you know what I mean, going to work every day. I can watch TV and tell you that's wrong, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit crazy.
Yeah. But the thing is, when you look at a lot of things in society, people just don't be good at their job, bro.
That's a fact.
Like how many times you went to McDonald's and got cold fries?
Yo.
You wasn't supposed to get cold fries, but people just ain't good at their job.
Facts. Facts. Cold fries at Mickey D's. Yo.
Like your number one job is to keep the fries hot.
One time, yo, I seen you reminded me. One time I was at McDonald's. I seen my one of my friends with his mom, and she was like, "Yo, she got her meal." And before they left, she was like, "Hold up." She's like, "You see these fries? Do they look like that picture, bro?"
Bro, that's what I'm trying to say. And Sean Marks drafted us 5 cold fries, bro. He drafted us 5 cold fries, and it's like, yo, what you doing? Like you had a whole series called Scout. Is the series even still coming on? Because
Yo, they had the last one, but I still don't figure out how they got there. Like I'm watching, trying to figure out how they got to these players. Like, you know what I'm saying? Out of everybody they started, how do you only get to these 5 guys only? And it don't show it. It don't show up how you know what I mean? It's just little things like, oh, he could do this, he could do this. You know what I'm saying? They said about Danny, like, I don't think you can find another connector that size, but it don't give you details on, like, you know what I'm saying, the other people that do with scouting.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's always Brooklyn Nets over everything, but I just don't be understanding some of these moves. Like maybe I feel like maybe they should bring me into the office, into the strategic office, and like let me. I'm about to. Matter of fact, I should write a letter to them niggas. I'm about to. No, seriously, because I don't know if y'all saw the dude that we talked about it on the show the other day. A different show every Tuesday, where every week it's a different show. Know what I mean? But a dude wrote a letter on
Eastern
9
Standard
p.m.
Time?
on IG. Yeah, Eastern Standard Time on IG. You just search my IG. This is Jay. But a dude wrote a letter to Nike and basically he was trolling, but he was saying, yo, I'm applying for the job as CEO. I should be the new CEO of Nike. I feel like we should only release OG colorways. I feel like we should it was like 3 other things he said he should do, but he wrote this letter to them, sent it to him, but then he posted it on the internet. They sent him a letter back and said, yo, we decline your offer because we don't want a CEO that wants to be paid and only exclusive Nike exclusives. But just off that shit, he got an internship because they, even though they declined his CEO offer, they was like, we seen how much traction it got on the internet. So yeah, we offer you a 6-month internship. Come bring all the ideas you had and we're gonna work something out. So maybe I'll write a letter to the Nets and tell them why I should be.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm gonna say they should hire Big Fan Breezy for being the podcast that represent the Brooklyn Nets because I've invested
No. We need more than that. We need to be in the office when they are talking about these things, what they want and need for the organization. We need somebody representing the Brooklyn fan base and Brooklyn in general to be okaying or at least advising on what Brooklyn would think about the things that they are about to do.
Okay. All right. So think big. Think big.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Should
We
be in
need to
the
be
office with the
a
movers and shakers.
consigliere. Don't you like to be a consigliere? That's your word, bro. We need to be a consigliere.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Right.
We the conduits.
Look,
so
Dwabi
the
said
fans
he'll do
and,
it if he have
at
to.
least hit the.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
right.
somebody really needs to. Because I don't know if they are feeling the pulse of the NBA streets in Brooklyn, and I feel like somebody needs to be there to, like, you know how sometimes you need that friend around to bring you down to earth when you a celebrity, or when you, or even at a company, like the CEO need people
Talk
on
to
the
him like Eddie
ground.
Bird talk to Hitman.
Yeah, like you need somebody to let you know, like, nah, that was stupid. Like when you come up with some shit, like, yeah, this is, nah, that was dumb. Next idea, bro. Your last one was good, but this one, nah, not it.
Right. And I think what
Because
they doing, they looking at it too much on the transitional business transaction. They're not looking at the culture. They're not looking at winning culture. And again, what I'm saying is, if they pay attention to winning culture, the fans are gonna buy in before you try to just fill a team with roster spots that look good for aprons and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just realistically, I know they have to do that, but you gotta you gotta cover all facets. Just because you're focused on that and even prioritizing that, you still have to
yo,
tap
see,
into what the fans are saying about what makes the team better.
I don't really acknowledge Claude Smith that much because he be coming at me a lot of the time. But I ain't had no problem with the guy from the first place. But he said he invested 50 years in cheering for the Nets, and what did he get? And my question is, what
A
did you
lot of
do?
games.
How much did you do? Did you go talk to Sean Marks? Did you write a letter to Sean Marks? Did you get on the podcast every night and say your opinion? Or was you just in the chat? Was you just in the crowd? Did you go shake some hands? Did you, what you did? You got to talk about the Nets fan resume
You
if you
got
want to talk
fans
about
right?
Cam Thomas resume. Was you in the BK block? Was you in the New Jersey block? Did they have a
No.
block in New Jersey? I don't even know. Like, like you said 50 years. What about in Long Island? Did they have a block in Long Island? Was you at the inaugural game? Did you tell Dr. Jace what did you do to deserve something? What did you get? What did you deserve? And if you was a fan for 50 years, you got a championship probably.
Did you
That's
meet
what
Buck
you got.
Williams? Did you take a
Right.
picture of Buck Williams? Did you
Right. He
see
got
him?
right. What did he? Because
Yeah, no,
if he was a fan since the beginning, he probably got a championship back when the Nets won a championship. So you got that. I ain't even get that. I'm
no.
trying. That's why I'm writing letters.
Y'all got me. Both of y'all had sent me that scouting joint. I was really I told
Yo,
my
bro. I said, yo, bro. Look, and that's
Nah,
why I'm a
you
real nigga.
real.
Because I be
Yo, I
seeing
call you
shit.
S Mode.
I be seeing shit and I be sending it to y'all because I be thinking y'all could really do that shit, yo. Like
yeah,
the NBA scout one, and it was like another one that was like an NBA analyst,
yeah,
like that just watch the plays or something like that. I
yeah,
think y'all could do that shit because y'all sit here and analyze the plays all day anyway, and y'all got a resume of doing it.
yeah. No, that scouting had me thinking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, yo, NBA
Nah,
scout,
I
I'm nice
thought you
with
was
it
gonna
though.
take it serious and apply.
That's why I be sending y'all
It
that
was
shit,
really
bro.
when Jay just my guy like that, bro. But when he sent it to me, I thought of you, Ice. I'm not gonna hold you. I said, yo, Ice need this shit. And for what it's worth, I know I could do it. But the lot of the way you scouted, the way you was talking about not just players that's getting drafted in their first year, but to also be attentive to the third year, fourth year players. A lot of that I was getting from listening to your content. So you know what I'm saying? Honestly, I really think you should go to the next level with that, Ice. I really do think you should apply. You know what I mean? I think you should apply for real for it.
Facts.
As scout bowl on duty, yo.
Tough. Word,
Yeah,
bro.
that's everything though, because I don't know who we had all these scouts, and then this is what you come up with. Not saying it's bad, but bro,
Exactly.
like Jay said, like bro, I know you could have got me somebody exciting, bro. Like these, like these dudes not exciting now. They're not going to be exciting like that. You know what I mean? They ain't the exciting players. You know what I'm saying? That's not who the Nets went for. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Right. And then they not exciting, and then you telling me you're going to develop them, but then you're not telling me you did anything with the rookies that you developed already. So what are we talking about here? Like,
right. You know what I'm saying?
Easy. I'm about to close out right now. Easy, funny as hell. I'm about to close out just now.
Easy
But
pulled
yeah,
up.
nah. Yo, I got too much content to clip up. Like I'm that's why I'm like, man, I'm not even trying to clip this up. I ain't even clip up the last 2 episodes. It's
yo,
just
this
a
was
lot
a
of
good episode though. Know what I mean, I kept saying people type that in the chat. It was a good episode. Like, because I
yeah.
feel like it was heated, different opinions, but I don't see how Ellen was so against what I was saying and then came back and was saying the same exact shit. Like,
No,
and
I don't think he was really against it. It's just two sides. That's like your side is what you were saying was right, and what we were saying was right too. Like you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, but there ain't really a middle ground to it. It's like one side is definitely right, and the other side is definitely right. You know what I mean? So he just bent a little bit and like, all right, yeah, but I agree with the money, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? But it's all same thing. We saying two different sides. You know what I'm saying? I think you was
Yeah.
talking about the Cam Thomas side for the most part, and then
Yeah,
we.
because I wasn't even talking for myself. Well, yeah, I was thinking if I'm Cam Thomas and this is how they addressing me, that's how I would respond. Like, because it's just like been a long history of this. It's not like it's just this situation coming up right now. It's like a long history that comes before this. And at the end of the day, that's a person's life. That's a person's livelihood. You gotta think about that, bro.
Right. No, I agree. I agree with you. I think they do at this
Yeah,
point. They
yeah,
do
no.
all.
And on top of that, and on
And by
top of
no
that,
means
yeah,
am I
they've been
saying
friendly
14
with
million ain't
contracts.
enough to live
Everybody
off
in
of.
the league happy. Cam Thomas happy. I mean, everybody in like Keon, Timmy, Tyrese Martin made them all happy, smiling ear to ear, cheesing. You got Cam Johnson somewhere happy. You got Nick Claxton happy. All of these players, I think of all of these players, and you making them happy when it comes to contracts. And then you get to Cam Thomas, and you ponder, and
Definitely
it's
penny
like,
pinching.
yeah, like ponder and penny pinch. It's
If
like,
they would
all
have
right,
did this last year with Claxton, not to be like that, but I kind of would have understood because I don't think Claxton has ever had the type of fanfare that Cam Thomas had. But
right.
they do this with Cam and not Claxton because of the reasons that y'all said already. But those reasons all had to do with KD and Kyrie for the most part. So that don't even
Yeah,
mean nothing to me.
yeah. It means something to them though. That's. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
baffling about it?
Yeah, he made his mark then, and they still believe that he could do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I say Cam to them, Cam ain't made his mark yet enough that they could do the same for him. And I think he's right there though. Like, yeah, I do think he's borderline. He's borderline star. Some people, a lot of people don't think that though. A lot of people, especially on TikTok, really do think he's a six man. That's what I get on
That's
my
all.
post a lot.
My thing is, bro, that's all people who have not watched as much Cam Thomas as I or the Brooklyn Nets staff has.
Right.
They all think that because they've seen what they've seen in a small sample size. Me personally, I've seen enough to know that he'll cook 90% of the league.
Yeah, no, fact. I agree. He's unguardable. You know what I'm saying? I know he's unguardable. Watching him for the last couple of years, I haven't seen the dude lock him down at all. Like impossible. So
Right. It was only 3 games or so that I ever seen where he was just out of rhythm. So he was in his head about something. And that them 3 games was fucked up. But besides that, he's unguardable.
yeah, he's unguardable. Just one of them dudes unguardable. So, like I said, to that point, knowing that he's unguardable, I can see why he want to get paid more. But to looking at the landscape of how he compare himself to them dudes, I can see where they be like, bro, you're just not there yet. But that's to me, that's not a reason to let him go. You know what I'm saying? Because he might just get there. You know what I'm saying? You might just have something like you saying you don't want to let that something go. You know what I mean? Big mistake. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that again. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that for sure. Because I'm like, bro, like he right there. You know what I'm saying? Like his numbers right there. But his rebounds and his assists not there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, don't mess it up. Bring him back and let him see if he can get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like once we get past the business side, a lot of the stuff that I want to see, the epiphanies, what's going to come to fruition, is him next to these rookies and how well they play together. That's what I'm looking for. I'm fanning to close out because you know what I'm saying. I gotta be up early. You know what I mean? Shout out to Jamal for joining the panel. One of the first times he joined the panel. I hope you get where you going safely. You know what I mean? Shout out to This Is JTV. You know what I'm saying? Being one of the funniest content creators on YouTube. Low key, tap into his page. He got a YouTube page. This is JTV. You know what I mean? But he shows on IG, and that's a different world. You know what I'm saying?
A different show where every week it's a different show.
Yeah, different show. Facts. And shout out to Iceman as well. A tip off from Brooklyn Nets podcast. You know what I mean? We really trying to see if Ice could work. Yo, if Ice start working as a scout, don't forget who we are, Ice. Just don't forget about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you. You know what I mean?
But yeah, man, y'all already Nets fans is the best fans. W chat, of course. W panel. We're gonna be back with more content really soon. Peace, y'all.
All right.